Live from the Tucson Arena, this is University of Arizona Hockey. It's time to drop the puck with Timothy Gasson, the voice of the Wildcats. So let's head to the action with Arizona Wildcats Hockey.
All right, welcome to the Tucson Arena, where the University of Arizona Wildcats will take on the UNLV Rebels for a second game here in this weekend set. Hi, everybody. I am Will Harmon, joined by my broadcast partner, Tom Callahan. And Tom, kind of a feisty end of the game on Thursday night. What do you expect out of this one?
No less. Absolutely no less. I think that we saw at the end of the game, things did get a little crazy there. Turcotte charging into the goaltender, touched off a bit of a brawl. We did get a couple ejections and that, well, I should say game disqualifications, which means no Turcotte today, Jared Turcotte out for UNLV, and also no Chris Westland for U of A, which is a big loss for them as well. But I don't think that a day off has given these teams a chance to let that anger fade. I think that we're going to see from the get-go here, Will, I expect a pretty physical game this afternoon. Yeah,
it's going to be a very physical one, and our own Jackson Peters spoke with Harry Concannon, one of the defensive men for Arizona, who's going to be responsible for kind of bumping those guys off the blue line. Let's hear what Harry Concannon had to say about the game today.
Hi, I'm Jackson Peters, and I'm joined with Harry Concannon of the University of Arizona Wildcats hockey team. Now, Harry, this afternoon, big matchup again against the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. And we saw in that game lots of penalties, and I think it's safe to assume we'll probably see something similar today with the physicality and stuff. How do you guys prepare for that?
Yeah, we definitely got to, keep our sticks down, keep everybody, in check so that we keep our penalties down. But it's going to be a good game, but it's they're going to bring it tonight. We're definitely going to bring it too, but we're just going to keep the physicality up. So.
Yep, and you say you guys are going to bring it here tonight, but you're bringing it with a little bit different of a squad as you guys head into the end of the semester. Guys are injured, tired. It's really turned into the grind of November, but that gives guys like you a good opportunity. Well, what do you have to bring to tonight's game to really step up and not prove yourself, but kind of show that you belong here?
Yeah, us guys that you're usually in the lineup, got to bring it tonight. Get those. Just do the little things with the pucks deep, hit the bodies, get flying, just keep the intensity up. So it'll be it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a good night for us to show what we got. So it'll be fun.
Well, we've been speaking with Harry Concannon. I'll send it back to the booth with Will Harmon and Tom Callahan.
All right, thank you, Jackson. Well, UNLV on that 6-game losing streak, like we had mentioned. They're going to be coming in here hot, and I think they're hungry and locked in today.
Well, and they were for the game on Thursday as well, but, you give an extra day, and given the nature of the way the game ended on Thursday, where it was really physical at the end, both teams. Remember, I was watching in warm-ups, Will, as they were skating off the ice. I don't know if you caught this, but a couple UNLV players stayed out and didn't shoot, but did direct pucks towards the remaining Arizona players on the ice. So let me tell you, they're trying to set a tone already in this one, both sides. And I think UNLV has a mandate from the top down to come out and play with energy and try to put Arizona through the glass, because they are banged up, they are bruised up. And as we talked to Harry Concannon, he draws into the lineup today as a 7th defenseman, so they're just going to run a shorter complement of forwards up top, but that's kind of where U of A is right now, so they're trying to get through this. And if I'm UNLV, I want to take advantage of that. On the other hand, U of A really has to kind of weather that storm coming from UNLV and maybe let them run themselves out a little bit, take advantage of the mistakes that will inevitably come from that, and capitalize.
Yeah, and Tom, yesterday we did see kind of the capability of this UNLV team. A game that they could have won for sure. They were in it all the way, tied it up late before giving up the goal to Cusinelli. This team is talented. Again, ranked 14th in the country. A team that does have a lot of talent on the team. It's going to take a lot of leadership, I think, from U of A to not pick up a penalty, to not kind of give in to some of the things that UNLV is going to be trying to do.
Discipline's going to be huge for both sides, but specifically for U of A, and I think that's a great point to underscore. They have a great penalty kill due to the Wildcats, but you don't want to keep putting it out there, because eventually, statistically, you're not 100%, and no penalty kill is 100%. So even though they're running in the low 90s right now, they're doing a great job. Here's the other thing, though, is when you get injuries to those top forwards and those top defensemen, those are also your penalty killers. Those are your hustle guys. So it does become tougher to kill penalties. It becomes tougher to convert on the power play. Your second power play unit is going to look totally different for U of A today than anything we've seen so far this year. So, yeah, discipline's going to be huge for these guys and converting on those chances like we talked about.
Yeah, and one of those kind of energy guys, one of those guys who is a leader, Chris Westland, won't be in the lineup because of that penalty that he took late in the game on Thursday. And that kind of leads into what even more of the leadership that's going to need to be stepped up, because now your lines are kind of mixed and matched. Maybe some guys, you know, who you've played together with, but not as much as consistently as you have throughout the season. So having a guy like Chris Westland, one of your leaders of the team, who on Thursday was putting in a lot of those great shifts, those great penalty killing shifts. And so for them, you know, having Chris Westland not in the lineup is huge, but again, that just puts more weight on the shoulders of the Bailey Marshalls, the Anthony Cusinellis, and even going down the line to Max Meyer and those types of guys as well.
Yeah, Jesse Lowell's going to move up and take the spot on the top line where he was. But so then it's all to the next man. Step up, step up, step up. Everybody's got a role to fill here. They have to step up today. And here's the thing, for UNLV, they've been losing a lot of close games. Double-edged sword. Yeah, they're close, but they're still not finishing. They don't have whatever it's taking them to close games out. They just don't have it. On the other hand, U of A, while maybe not giving it that full 60-minute effort yet, U of A does know how to close out games. They do get that late goal. They figure out a way to push through and make it happen. So I think it's going to be an interesting clash here this afternoon. Does UNLV finally get over the hump and figure something out? Or does U of A just continue to kind of find a way to scratch and claw and come out with a W?
Yeah, and another one last thing here too. Last game before heading into the holiday break for a kind of a week off, you know, you really want to close out that kind of home stretch strong here for U of A, you know, winning a lot of these games over the last couple of weekends, and you want to make sure that you don't just kind of look too far ahead into the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. So again, these guys are about to kind of skate out here. We'll be right back with the starting lineups and the national anthem. You are watching University of Arizona Wildcats hockey.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and hockey fans everywhere. Welcome to the Tucson Convention Center Arena for your game today as your Wildcats take on the University of Nevada, Las Vegas Rebels. Here's the starting lineup for the visiting Rebels. Starting at left wing, number 4, Orion Linehan. At right wing, number 12, Jake Sachs. At the center position for the Rebels, number 18, Kirk Underwood. At left defense, number 25, Basasov. At right defense, number 26, Hunter Muzzillo. And in the nets today for the visiting Rebels, number 27, Eric Idison. The head coach of the Rebels is Anthony Vignieri Greener. And ladies and gentlemen, here's the starting lineup for your Arizona Wildcats. Starting at left wing, number 15, Anthony Cusinelli. At right wing, number 21, Jesse Lowell. At the center position for your Cats, number 11, Bailey Marshall. At left defense, number 17, Ben Jones. At right defense, number 13, Matthew Hull. And in the nets today for your Wildcats, number 30, Anthony Churro. Your head coach of your Wildcats is Chad Berman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats and face the south goal for today's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rugged the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Your referee for today's contest is Thomas Bibbs Jr. Your linesmen, David I Wanna Be Orrin Johnson and Bruce Wayne.
All right, getting ready to go here at Tucson Arena for the rematch. UNLV and the University of Arizona went head-to-head on Thursday night. And a hotly contested match, but a late goal from Anthony Cusinelli pulled out a 3-2 win for the Wildcats. And Will Harmon joining me up here in the booth. Will, I feel like even in warm-ups, there was a little bit of something bubbling there just below the surface, and I just wonder how fast it's going to take for that to come to the surface today.
I think it's going to be right from the puck drop. I think UNLV is locked in here, and they're definitely ready to go, and they're definitely just ready to you know, that game on Thursday night kind of took a minute to start there, and I think that's not going to be the case today.
And so we are underway here. Game number 2 of the weekend set. UNLV trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. Arizona, meanwhile, wants to keep the ball rolling for themselves. UNLV pushing in early with a shot. Churro the save, and he absorbs that wrister in the pads as Underwood getting one on goal quickly. And, Will, we talked in the pregame show, and we really feel, I mean, it's going to be a bend, don't break for Arizona early on here because UNLV should be fired up, should come out pretty hot out of the gates, and so you've got to weather the storm.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot for the...
There's a quick goal right off the face-off as cutting to his right, Tristan Meyer. That low-risk shot beats Churro past the left pad, and we don't see it too often, but the Wildcats give up a quick one 22 seconds into the game, and there you go. There's UNLV's hot start.
I was just about to say, you know, they're definitely going to try and put one in within the first 2-3 minutes. We just saw it there, you know, and for a team like Arizona who bounces back so well, I'm interested to see how this one goes because, Churro does give up that early goal, but he settles in really quickly after that throughout the season. So a little bit of a different feel here today, though. I think UNLV is hungry to win this one.
Well, they definitely are going to want to push in. As we mentioned, icing coming up here against the Wildcats. When you're on that 6-game losing skid, the thing that I wonder about for this team, they just haven't found ways to close games out. They haven't found ways to finish things off. They haven't exactly had that, whatever it is, they need to put it over the edge at the end of the game. But jumping out to a quick 1-0 lead will definitely help you out with that.
Yeah, Arizona's, a very settled and...
2, Tristan Mayer. The assist goes to number 9, Brendan Manning, and number 8, Jared Erickson. That's Mayer from Manning and Erickson. Time of the Rebels' goal, 22 seconds in the first period.
So we haven't even given you the starting goaltenders yet, and already we've got one in the net. And UNLV pushing here, hungry for a second one. Crossley's pass is broken up and at least tipped out to center. They'll throw him right back in by the Rebels, and they will head for a change. Hedgecote will leave it around to Rowe. So it is Anthony Churro in net for Arizona, 9-1-0 with a 1.45 goals against, 944 save percentage. And he'll be opposed by Eric Idison. He's 4-1-0 with a 2.67 and an 871 save percentage. And Idison did not play on Thursday, so he should be pretty fresh. UNLV right now trying to get the puck out of its own end. They'll move it up ahead on the right wing side. Flanders cutting in with the backhand. Churro save. Big rebound up the slot, but the Wildcats clear. That'll be another icing. Well, you get the feeling UNLV came ready to start things out here, and the Wildcats a little sluggish.
Yeah, Arizona's got to kind of get things going a little bit. Again, we talked about how their lines aren't necessarily, what they've been throughout the season, but you're looking to those Cusinellis, the Manny Rose, the leaders of this team, the veteran guys who have been in these situations, and you're only again, there's plenty of time left in this game, but you got to kind of get things going in a positive way for you.
Another play right off that faceoff when as Malone cut across, but that time his shot was blocked. That's exactly how the goal went in earlier on Meyer's shot. Pardon me, Mayer. UNLV doing a nice job keeping the puck in here on the right side. Well, that could have been a penalty called early, but they'll let it go as Wade brings it ahead for Arizona. They'll throw it into the left wing corner. Tracked down by Dungy. Played away from him, however. Rebels. Long stretch pass, Toriumi trying to catch up with it on the right side. Decker on him into the corner. Puck tied up behind the net. 2.5 minutes into the first. 1-0 UNLV, and now we will get a penalty. And let's see, that one is going to be a holding call. And it's going to go against U of A. Trey Decker figured for the hold, and so two things we circled for them not to do here, Will, have been exactly what's transpired here. UNLV, number 1, scored an early goal, and they didn't weather the push, and number 2, they're giving up an early power play.
Yeah, Arizona kind of digging themselves a hole just right out of the gate and not doing themselves any favors. So, they're going to have to dig deep down and pull out some gritty shifts here to really kind of push this the other direction and kill off this penalty.
Looks like they need to get a fresh puck. I don't know where the other one went. Ready to go. Face off to the left of Churro.
Decker, 2 minutes for delay of game holding. Time of that penalty, 2 minutes, 32 seconds.
Big save by Churro as he comes over to his right to knock that one down, and a power play stop early here, but a wide open chance on the back door for UNLV. There's another shot blocked in front, ends up in the high slot area. And UNLV will calm it down a little bit, not trying to force one through there. Now shot for the slot blocker, save Churro on the one time from Underwood. Then to the point, and that one is cleared down. Barry will have to hustle after it, watched by Bailey Marshall, but boy, Churro's been tested a few times already.
Yeah, he did well getting across there on that shot near the slot there. Again, though, Churro, a guy who everything starts with back there, like we've always said, your defense and everything you do can only do so much, and to have a guy like Churro back there, it's a great luxury for them to have.
So UNLV on the regroup here, under a minute to go in the power play. Rebels already have a 1-0 lead, trying to add to it. There's Toriumi on the left side. A little pass left up the middle, pushing into the right wing. Mayer tried to put one towards the goal, blocked all the way through. Rowe has the puck, a clear that finds its way to the line, and it's still there now, sent down. Under a half minute to go in this UNLV power play. Chipped into the near side corner. Rolling puck swatted around by Toriumi, but Meyer with a chance to clear, but he can't get it out. Lowell backing him up does. Boy, they have to get those pucks deep when they have a chance, and they got to do it on the first chance. Toriumi back left side, centered, nobody there. Drifts over to the right wing. Penalty is over, so we return to 5-on-5. And Meyer has Decker out of the box. Can't hit him with a pass, so he just lobs it down. Maybe we should have presented the anti-keys to the game. Then they would have done the opposite.
Yeah.
Went into the box early, gave up the early goal. Although Arizona has a chance to settle it down now, they do kill off that power play. Comes around the glass into the Arizona end. Hole trying to play it up the near wall, but it's kept in from the left point. And again, UNLV setting up shop here. There's a wrist shot. That is blocked on the way through. On the right side, a chance tipped off the outside of the net. Barry just put it in towards the traffic and got a nice redirect. Puck free side of the goal. Churro can't hang on to it. And now it's sent out by Artizone.
Fortunate not to give up a goal there. Matthew Hull just kind of behind the net there for Arizona. Kind of a sloppy giveaway there right in front of the net.
Manning dumps it in. Both teams working through a change here. 5:45 into the first period. UNLV with a 1-goal lead. Bird turns back for it at center, got knocked down, and now in transition, UNLV through center. Rowe went to throw a big shoulder, missed, but it forced Toriumi off the puck. And now a chance for U of A to reset. They missed the home run pass. Can they beat out icing? They do indeed. Into the near corner is Litwin. Played away from him, however, and it ends up being carried to center by Moeller. Moeller in over the line, leaving it a left wing to Toriumi. And again, Rowe wanted to line up number 17 in black. Didn't hit him, but separated him from the puck. Hedgecock behind his own net. Dawson Marshall takes a hit, gets it ahead. 2-on-3. Arizona pushing up. Left side cutting in Olsen, and he was knocked down, lost the puck. Ends up at the left point. Held in there, a bouncing shot, ends up in the near corner. Marshall cycling it down, getting it back in his skates on the half wall. Rebels throw it to the other side, and turned over, kept in there, but U of A peeling out for the change here. Litwin cycled it deep, but that's going to allow both teams to change the personnel. Cusinelli out there now. First man up on the forecheck, camped in front of the net. Back the other way comes UNLV. They're able to break through that trap of the neutral zone. Malone sending it down. U of A trying to turn it quickly the other way. In transition, pass behind Cusinelli. And up the left wing side, Freiberg into the rush, trying to help out. Bailey Marshall goes back for it. Left wing corner, sends it behind the net, gets pulled down in the process. And Muzzillo just lob it out. Muzzillo up with it again. He skates in on the backhand, a chance, and Churro, the save there, is had his stick tied up just enough to really take the gas out of that shot.
The game's kind of settled in here. It's good by Arizona to kind of weather the storm. Had some extended time in the UNLV zone. Something that I was expecting that I haven't seen quite too much of is some of the physicality, some of the hitting. You think maybe some of that has to do with the fact that UNLV did get that early goal that they were looking for. So maybe they're kind of settling in here. But again, a good job by Arizona to kind of weather the storm there right off the top.
UNLV possessing the draw in the offensive zone. but they're unable to get it set up. Wildcats back 2-on-2 led by Wade. Wade behind Meyer, jumping into the play, Johansson trying to work it down the right wing wall. He's rubbed out. Johansson helped it back towards Wade, but he couldn't make a play with it. Good forecheck pressure out of this line here. Wade and Johansson both being very pesky in the UNLV zone. Puck still not out. Rebels try to use the glass. They do get it to center that way. Now Hull turned it over. Here's a chance in front and a stick save there. Churro on the low wrister from Sachs. Puck free behind the net. Underwood on the backhand. Out the far side. Bank it down the dasher. Sachs ends up near corner, centering feed, no one there. Right side, here's Manning, feeding it up top, and the puck pinballs to Wade. He couldn't clear. Kept in, wrist shot blocked in front, and that one staggers Hull. And the puck does get over the line. Boy, the offside whistle saves him there, but unfortunately, Matthew Hull looked like he took that one on the left foot and is not having the best time getting to the bench.
You hope that's just kind of a stinger there, but you never want to see another defenseman go down here.
Well, U of A is battling its bumps and bruises, and the list just keeps getting longer. In fact, when I went to go talk to head coach Chad Berman before the game, he didn't say hello, he didn't say how's it going, didn't check in. Hang on, we'll get to that. There's a quick shot off the outside of the net, and now running into the goaltender Idison. One of the Wildcats knocked down over there. He didn't even say hello. The first thing he said to me, Will, was the list keeps getting longer. Then he gestured at the board where all of the names are, and on the left side, indeed, the list of guys not playing is getting longer. Now, one of them we talked about is suspension today. You miss Chris Westland in the lineup in a game like this.
Yeah, when you're already shorthanded, just having a guy like him who, he can get on the score sheet playing on that line with Cusinelli and Bailey Marshall, but again, the energy and just overall effort level from him every shift is something that they're going to need today.
UNLV winning the draw on its own end, off the glass, out to center. And back in, Artizone on the left side, trying to center, tipped away from Wade. And now Bird knocks his man down at center. Looks like they're letting the boys play a little bit here, Will.
Yeah, and I like that. But again, you hope that you don't allow it too much and let things kind of get out of hand a little bit.
Rowe negates an icing for Arizona, tried to cycle it up the boards. Artizone couldn't come up with it. UNLV the other way. Pushed in over the line. Puck sitting there, and Arizona back the other way. They'll turn it down. Dawson Marshall to cut it off on the half wall. Sent into the slot. Here's a chance. Quick shot, save, rebound. Marshall on it, and he shoved it off the left pad of Edison and wide. Left point, there's a shot. Freiberg, and another stop there. Big rebound, but it's scooped up by UNLV, and now they break quickly back the other way, but chopped off the stick of Malone. Nice defensive play there as Freiberg got back. Well, it's opened up a little bit.
This is one of my favorite lines on this team over the past couple weekends is the Dawson Marshall and Coley Olsen line. Tonight this afternoon I should say, they're with Litwin. They just do so much hard work, and they create chances by working hard and freeing the puck up in the middle.
Well, you can definitely use the energy boost. We talk about those players, and we'll come back. UNLV in with a scoring chance here on the left side. A shot, and a diving block there, didn't get through. Boy, Hull has had a rough game already. A couple of big blocks that have hurt him. Kept up to the right point. And now trying to walk it around. No seam there. It's sent down low by John. Puck ends up left point. There's a shot ripped wide as around it goes. Muzzillo just couldn't find the net. And now big hit on the far side by Marshall, but the puck stays low. Hull blocking a pass in front. Puck sitting in the high slot. There's a chance. Churro the save. Rebound fed up top. Still not out of danger. Muzzillo again with a wrister that missed the net. 8:40 to go in the first. UNLV buzzing with a 1-0 lead. Now another shot by Muzzillo in on the pads, and Churro able to hang on. Well, U of A tipped the ice in one direction for a little while, and now it's gone back the other direction as UNLV has picked up some energy.
Yeah, and you start to see kind of some hits going as well, some bigger ones there on that last shift. And again, that Cusinelli, Lowell, and Bailey Marshall line was just out there, and they spent an awful lot of time in the defensive end. That's something that UNLV did really well to keep the puck in the zone.
Right now, the Rebels tying it up in the U of A end again. On the right wing side, centering feed. That is sticked away by Churro. Ends up at the left point, but not out. Wade can't come up with it. Kept in on the line by Linehan. His shot finds the glass. Scooped around to the near wing. Down for the left point. It's kept in once again by Musillo. Puck free behind the goal. Sachs wraps his way out the right side. Send it down on the cycle. Underwood on the right wing. Wanted to get it to Sachs, poked away. Arizona breaks the zone, but Meyer can't catch up with it. .7:42 left to go in this first period. UNLV with a 1-0 lead. They scored very early on, just 22 seconds in. Mayer the goal. And Hedgecoke around the right side. Rowe toss it down. Will they go for icing? No, they wave it off. UNLV attacking through center, but they turn it over inside the Wildcats line. Arizona moving back. Feed for Decker. And backhand. Oh, and Decker didn't shoot. He tried to leave it to Bird, and it turned it over. Oh, you got to shoot that puck.
Yeah, just a nice breakout play there, though, to kick it off. But you know, you have a chance in front, and you know, you gotta. I agree, you gotta shoot that one.
And Decker had a half step on the defenseman, maybe not a full, but a half. And to swing that puck back across to Bird, he actually had to put it behind himself. Just shoot the puck.
Yeah, and maybe he didn't see that defender there that was creeping up behind Bird, but again, you know, you're in front of goal, you got to put that on net.
Back come the Wildcats on the right wing side, trying to dig in. There's Dawson Marshall with a shot save made, rebound, sitting free in front, clear but not out. And Olsen trying to keep it in with a diving poke, cannot. Flanders the other way, and the playoff side at the line.
Be sure to join us Friday, December 6th at 7:30 p.m.
6:06 to go in the first, 1-0 UNLV in the lead. I will say this, Will, it seems like, as you mentioned, the game is settling in a little bit. Yes, teams are still trading chances, which I don't like for Arizona, but I feel like that initial surge is over from the Rebels.
Yeah, I mean, they got the goal that they were looking for. I'm sure that was a stressing point for the coaching staff for UNLV, was to try and get one in the first 5 minutes and really try and set the tone. But again, good job by Arizona to, you know, not lose their composure and make sure that this game kind of settles back more in their direction.
Bailey Marshall centering, couldn't hit Cusinelli with the pass. Up at the right point off of hole, but Toriumi got it away. Left side, he tries to walk in with a wrister, tipped into the netting. Good stick right there, active stick by Ben Jones to tip that one out, keep it off the pads of his goaltender. Afternoon game here at Tucson Arena. And, well, as you mentioned, a little bit of a break coming up now after this game for the team.
Yeah, next weekend off, and then and the following weekend they have a 2-game set against Arizona State, which, you know, those games are always huge, especially for how tight the WCHL is this year as well.
Arizona State, no slouch this season. And here's Bailey Marshall cutting into the net. A wrist shot. He put it wide on the glove side. Puck ends up tied up behind the goal. And UNLV trying to skate it out of danger. Push the left side. Up on the forecheck is Fisher. He was unable to keep that one in. Cox turning it center with it. Left side, working it in. Sachs tried to send it in front, and that one knocked away by Churro. Churro's so good at blocking passes out in front. If they're within his reach, he's probably going to get a stick or something on it. Sachs tried to center, and that did not go through. UNLV will try to come in again. Feed into the slot, a shot. That one was sent up high by Linehan. Ends up with Manny Rowe. They'll put it off the glass of the blue line, but not out. Rowe back after it. Still can't clear. Tied up in the near corner. There's one more chance at it. Puck finally gets out over the line. And pitchforked out of play, and Rowe is down. That's up in the netting, first of all. Second of all, Manny Rowe is down after the collision.
Kirk Underwood, number 18 for UNLV, came up high on that check. Actually got him right in the face. A possible elbowing.
Now they're going to get him for something. I didn't see if there was a gesture from the referee, but Rowe is hurting as he comes off the ice with the first power play of the game now for Arizona. And let's see what they give Underwood. .54 will be the time of the penalty, and they're talking it over right now. So, Will, I didn't actually see the play. I was following the puck. Do you think Underwood was up high with the hit because of the follow-through of his dump-in, or did he come up on Rowe on purpose?
Kind of in between there, but it did look, Manny Rowe leading into that, had a couple bigger hits and it kind of exchanges with Underwood. So kind of an extended shift kind of play there where, both guys were chirping at each other a little bit. And again, even as Manny Rowe was skating off there, some of the UNLV guys were saying, had some words for him. So, I mean, this is kind of the thing that we were talking about at the top of the game, how much of this chippiness and how much of Thursday night's end bleed into today's game.
Well, it's only a 2-minute minor, but U of A to the power play for the first time in the game, trailing 1-0.
Penalty on number 18, Kirk Underwood. 2 minutes for elbowing. Time of that penalty, 15 minutes, 54 seconds in the first period. And gives your Wildcats a Hogan Transportation power play.
UNLV is going to push shorthanded after a chance by the Wildcats. There's a shot, Churro save, and he's got a sprawl to bring in the rebound. Nice job by Flanders to just follow it straight to the net.
But again, here's one of those chances for Arizona. Final 5 minutes of a period, you're on the power play. To go into the intermission tied up at 1 is definitely the goal here, especially to kind of shift the momentum going into the locker room.
It's something we've seen Arizona do all season too, Will. They find a way to get that late goal when they need it. Maybe they can do it here. Marshall trying to push in on the right side. Lost the puck. Pile forms in that near side corner. Here's Meyer looking to wrap it out in front. Meyer to the left half wall, slides to the point. Cusinelli up top to Hole. Hole, Marshall back up top to Hole. He'll move over. Wrister through traffic high. Meyer settles the puck. Leaves it down low. Johansson knocked off, and Meyer will swing it to the left point. Cusinelli quickly over. Marshall backing up, and he fanned to the one time. And now it's cleared. Churro's going to try the long stretch towards Meyer. Meyer circling at center, now heading off. Lowell will restart the breakout from behind the net. 2:39 and counting to go in the first one of the UNLV, down to a half minute to go in the elbowing call. That has led to this Arizona power play. And then Underwood will return. There's a quick shot by Dawson Marshall, tipped in behind the net. Chance to clear, puck not out, it hit Wade. And now it's sent down. Jones will track it back to his own end. 10 seconds to go, maybe one last rush for Arizona. But it looks like UNLV has killed this one off.
A guy they really kind of missed there was Timor. He kind of comes in on that second power play line.
Here's a chance right side, Lowell in with a wrist shot, just getting a piece. Rebound, Olsen couldn't get it on goal. And now it's cleared around the near side wall. And held in by Wade. His shot. Idison the save, and the puck is free. And taken out by the Rebels defense. Close one there. UNLV pushing back in with a wrist shot that missed. Wraps his way around to the left point. Sent back in low, centering feed there, and Marshall on it. Trying to get rid of it. Sacks on the right side. Lost it, Wade able to get it to center towards Marshall. You mentioned Timor is the guy they miss, and he's another guy who's a little banged up, decided he wasn't able to go today. And you know, you miss that guy who can skate with the puck or who can distribute back there. In the second power play unit right now is missing a lot of key personnel.
Yeah, and he scored a couple of power play goals this season, kind of creeping up into the zone. A guy who comes on that second power play unit and really it sets the tone for the second group of guys, and just overall, not even just the power play, but just in general, you do miss a guy like that in a game today.
Under a minute to go here in the first, 1-0 UNLV. Bird standing guard duty right at the tip of the crease. Long stretch pass through center, dumped in. Churro will let it bounce in behind the net where Rowe picks it up. And it's tipped ahead, and now 3-on-2 for U of A if they hurry. Bird in on the left side, looking towards the front of the net. A wrist shot, big rebound, and that one is taken away by Toriumi. 10 seconds to go in the period. Dumped into the U of A zone. Rowe will just try to rag it along into the corner, and that'll do it for the period.
Shots on goal in the first period. UNLV with 11, Arizona with 8.
So the shots, U of A 8 and 11 for UNLV. And Will, that was, I think, probably more the period that the Rebels would design. Here on the road, you get a goal, you're able to maintain that lead through almost 20 full minutes, and off into the locker room you go.
Yeah, and getting that goal so early too, it just sets the tone for the day. Where yesterday, you know, nothing really happened until that second period of play, and you know, to come right out on the road and just really, you know, from the get-go set the tone. You know, we saw a couple of the heavier hits from UNLV as well. And then for Arizona, though, they did settle in pretty nicely after that goal was given up. You know, they didn't, you know, let things kind of get out of hand already from the top, and that's something that, you know, Arizona's always done well this season. One of those few consistent parts of the season is that they don't, you know, a lot. Once they go down a goal, they don't let in a second or third. You know, they hang in games and they stay composed, and a lot of that is with Churro. He had to come up with a couple bigger saves there, one sliding across in front. But again, something I'm going to highlight here to keep an eye on is Idison just gave up a pretty big rebound chance right there at the end of the period. I would be surprised if Arizona doesn't come back in and tries to throw some on net and crash the goal to have one of those. That puck was sitting there and the goal was wide open, and those are a type of chances that they could take advantage of today.
Agreed. They definitely need to get more of a net front presence going here. Take the goaltender's eyes away, especially if he is going to give up some big rebounds. Put him on the pads and go after it. So right now, Arizona unable to capitalize after one period of play. UNLV with the goal 22 seconds in. Mayer from Manning and Erickson. So we'll take a break. When we come back, time for the first intermission, and then we will have, well, at least 2 more periods of hockey. Who knows? We might see a little extra today the way things are going. But UNLV with a 1-0 lead over the Wildcats. This is University of Arizona Wildcats hockey.
I'm Timothy Gasson. They call me the AZ Puck Man. I've been following hockey at the University of Arizona for more than 30 years. And this is my Wildcat Hockey Report. Welcome back to the Wildcat Hockey Report. I'm with Nolan Bivalczyk, goaltender for the Arizona Wildcats. And Nolan, first of all, this is going to be your junior year here. Can you talk a little bit about your development from your freshman year to now? You're becoming a more complete hockey player. What has helped you in your development as a goaltender here at the U of A?
Well, my freshman year, obviously, I was more of a third string goalie, trying to make my way into second string. Definitely working on just really getting my routine down and really just getting set during practice and stuff. And when I got the opportunity to play, I was obviously giving my fullest effort in the game. Last year, I ended up playing a lot more games than I was expected to, and it really gave me more confidence on the ice. And then this year, I just hope to maybe take over that first string role, but definitely back up Churro and see what we do.
Now, every hockey player goes through a lot of training, but for a goaltender, is there anything that can really replicate game action? Do you really grow as a goaltender through game action?
No, it's more of like fine-tuning during the games. Practice is really where we want to focus and just kind of get set on our angles and just make sure that we're always square to the puck. But then once we get in the game, it's just really more of experiencing that practice that we've had.
So you're one of the goaltenders who believes you play as well as you practice. I've talked to goaltenders who don't like practice at all, and they're saving everything for the game. But a lot of Hall of Fame goaltenders believe you play in a game as well as you practice. So you believe in that?
Yes, yeah, I do.
So do you have any set goals for this year, Nolan?
I think as a team goal, we definitely want to be at the top. Personally, I think I want to be in that top 5 of top goaltenders in the league, and just really try to push myself and Chiro just to be the top goalies in the league.
Fabulous. Well, we've been talking with junior goaltender Nolan Bivalsic. Thanks, Nolan, and go Cats.
Thank you.
There's another goal. That's a beautiful tip in by Tyler Griffith. That's Ethan Scaluth with the goal. There's a shot to goal. Arizona takes the lead. Anthony Cuccinelli with the backhander. He shoots. He scores. Your Arizona Wildcats, champions of the Cactus Cup.
I'm Autumn Freutland, and I'm here with Bailey Marshall. Bailey, reflecting a little bit on last season, you had a great season, 74 points, MVP, but that was last season. Now we're in this season. Are you doing anything different? What are some things that you're working on to kind of make this season almost or better than last season?
Haven't really been able to get on the ice much this summer, so really trying to focus on just getting back into the swing of things, getting my shot right, making sure that I'm getting a little more endurance. So right now I'm working on that so that I can get back into how I was doing last season.
There is another Marshall on this team. He is related to you. His name is Dawson. That is your younger brother. So talk a little bit about what it's like to have a brother on the team. Are there any rivalries? Is he in the locker room trying to fight with you all the time, trying to maybe be better? What's that all about?
Yeah, no, last year was actually our first season playing together, and it was pretty awesome. If you watch the games, me and Dawson penalty kill together a lot of the times, and we definitely do well. We mesh well out there in the penalty kill for that. Other than that, I'd say he looks up to me as a bigger brother and on the ice just to kind of try and compete with me a little bit during practice and stuff like that. But yeah, we definitely enjoy penalty killing together, and I think we do a pretty good job of that as well.
So he obviously looks up to you. So what are some advice that you give him to kind of, move on, and some things that you tell him?
Yeah, just kind of he's just got to keep working and make sure that he's playing his role and not to try and be a player that he's not. He's pretty good grinding in the corners and just plays his role as a fourth line kind of guy and penalty killer really well. So just try and not be anybody else and just play how he should be playing.
We've been talking with Bailey Marshall, and we will be right back with more of the Wildcat Hockey Report.
I am Will Harmon here with sophomore defenseman Matthew Hull. Matthew, pretty big season last year as a freshman. What have you done differently to try and continue that momentum going into now your sophomore year?
Mostly just my confidence, just getting used to, last year was pretty big stepping in, but I think this year being more confident on the blue line and just playing like I regularly do.
And you're a St. Louis guy, Stanley Cup champions last year. What would it be like for the University of Arizona Wildcats to win the championship this year?
Winning a championship would be amazing, but right now we're just focused on each game at a time, and getting to the national championship is definitely the first step. WCHL conference championship is also another step, but not really looking towards that at first. But yeah, it would definitely be amazing. Yeah.
I've been with Matthew Hull, and now we are sending it back to the Wildcat Hockey Report.
It's time for another Arizona Wildcat Hockey This or That.
Okay, I feel like this one's a little obvious. Mustache or beard?
Muzzies.
Why?
Better style, and I try to look my best.
Does anything ever get stuck?
Yeah, when I eat a sandwich, I have to lift the upper lip up so I don't eat hairs.
Bench or penalty box?
As of recently, it's been penalty box.
Why?
I'm not meaning to. I've just been a little too physical.
Okay. USA or Canada?
USA.
Why?
It's where I've lived my whole life.
Friends or The Office?
The Friends.
Why?
It's the OG before The Office.
Okay. Morning or a night person?
Night.
Why?
Waking up just isn't my thing.
Warm-up time. Hello, Tucson, Arizona. Hiya, Joe. Have a good one, guys. Have a good one. Work hard.
Gets going. Let's take a look at the south.
All right, fellas, have a good one now. Keep 'em down. Let's go. Nah. Up easy. Too many men here.
I know in the past you've talked about trying to create a cooperative atmosphere on the ice between yourself, the teams, and the coaching staffs. Talk about your approach to officiating what can be a very difficult game.
Well, certainly at this level, you've got guys that know the game, and basically they know you. You've been working with them for 2, 3, 4 years, and you get a rapport with them. I don't have any animosity toward anybody at this level. They know what I expect, and they do their job, and I do my job, and everybody's happy. Hey, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Shut up! Shut up!
up!
So we're getting even? All right, cool. I like it.
We have 10 feet from our boards.
No, you don't.
We don't?
No.
No?
No, you have to be at the bench.
I'm sorry?
You have to be at the bench. Go 10 feet. Your goaltender does. Your goaltender's got 10 feet if you're going to pull the goaltender. That's sure. Yeah, you bet. Anytime. Well, I think went rather well. Stick down, stick down, stick down. Let's go, move it, move it. That's all, that's all. Easy in front now, easy in front. I got it loose, let's go. Move it, move it. It's loose. Nothing so far, let's go. Get a clue. You want to go for 10?
Arizona State goal by number 8, Jason.
You guys gotta start calling some of that, huh?
What's that?
Just the blatant, like when we get scoring opportunities taken away. We don't care about the ticky but like cross checks in front and that. Soft hook. Yeah, that was a breakaway. I was watching.
Can't nobody else work with us. Good period. Up, 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 up. No problem there, no problem there. No problem, let him go, 5. Good job, good job. How long you know me? Couple years?
You always like to know. Oh, come on, why did you come over there?
Huh? I would never throw a guy. I wouldn't even throw a guy. Are you kidding me? Come on, that's not enough. Knock it off.
You gotta give him a penalty. He was screwed with our goalie, you saw it.
No, I didn't see it. I was following the puck. What was he doing? Yeah.
That was a pretty bad cheap shot there.
Was it?
At number 7, he's the guy. Same thing last time we played.
7?
I sat out for 2 weeks because of him. Cheap shots, you know?
I'll watch him. I'll watch him. Thanks. That was a pretty good game. Just trying to capture the spirit of the thing.
Your hometown hockey team, your Western Collegiate Hockey League champions, your Arizona Wildcats. Tickets for Arizona hockey are now on sale. Support your Wildcats as they battle ASU for another Cactus Cup championship and more at the Tucson Arena. Your hockey team, your Arizona Wildcats. Call 791-4101 for tickets now.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Tucson Arena, where the Arizona Wildcats are trailing the UNLV Rebels by a score of 1-0. Our own Jackson Peters caught up with Jake Sachs to talk about the weekend set games.
Hi, I'm Jackson Peters, and I'm joined with Jake Sachs of University of Nevada Las Vegas Rebels hockey team. Now, Jake, you guys are on a little bit of a skid right now, but of course, you guys have played some really difficult teams, including Minot State here at the U of A. What's the mood in your room right now?
Right now, we're not stressing too much. Every game that we've been losing so far, we've been in. We've lost by one goal usually. So, we're just sticking to what we've been doing the past few games. We're trying to keep the energy high and just not get too down on each other, and just keep building off that.
Yeah, and you're talking a little bit about the energy. We see that a lot with your team. You guys come out fast. You guys come out hard. A lot of physicality from your team, and I think that's really shown when you guys play the U of A, and I think that's kind of starting to turn into a pretty big rivalry. What are your thoughts on this kind of a new brooding rivalry between the two teams?
Yeah, since day one when we've played them, it's always been physical, quick game. We're both two skilled teams with a lot of grit, so no, it's good. It's always good to have a good rivalry game. Everyone comes out a little bit harder, so no, it's all fun, yeah.
Well, we've been speaking with Jake Sachs of the University of Nevada Las Vegas hockey team. I'll send it back to the booth with Tom Callahan and Will Harmon.
All right, thank you, Jackson. Well, if you're Arizona, I think you're looking at that opening period there that UNLV had and that opening goal that they scored, and you're looking to try and replicate that. I think coming out in this second period and trying to get an early goal to get right back in this and tie it up 1-1 is exactly what Arizona is going to be looking for here. And for UNLV, just keep doing what you're doing. You're being pesky. You're getting chances in front of goal. Just don't try and give up too many chances going the other way, because Arizona has had a decent amount of scoring chances after that goal was allowed by them. So interested in how this period's going to go as far as the chippiness goes.
Well, Will, I think that we did see a little bit of it in the first. We'll probably see a little bit more of it in the second, and then in the third period, all bets are off. That's just kind of the way these games have gone lately for Arizona. And right now, the Wildcats, they do trail by a goal. We're skating 5-on-5 to start the period. It was UNLV that came out with the early push last time. This time, I think it's got to be Arizona that comes out with a big push here to start the second period. They haven't been the best team at starting a period on time or a game on time and really getting it going. But I think they need that push here early on to start the second.
Yeah, and especially with some of the hitting that UNLV was able to do. Arizona, we saw throw some hits as well, but to kind of get the guys going for the Wildcats and kind of get things moving and kind of the feel of the game and try and get the whole team engaged. You know, when you are, kind of short-staffed almost for the game, you gotta look for anything you can to dig deep and try and get everyone going.
And for Arizona, I don't know if they can go overly physical. Already we saw Manny Rowe was injured from a high hit in that first period that he actually ended up drawing a penalty on. And then also Holes had a tough first period. Matthew Holes been hit twice, blocking shots, once in the foot, once in the abdomen. They can't afford to lose anybody else, or you and I are going to have to go down there and play some defense.
Yeah, and you will not want to see that, is what I will say.
No, we are definitely better off up here talking about the game. But let's see what the Wildcats will bring with them here to the ice as they return, as we prepare for the start of second period action at Tucson Arena. Tom Callahan, Will Harmon here with you. 22 seconds was all it took for UNLV to record the only goal of the hockey game off a faceoff. Tristan Mayer cutting in behind the center, picked up the draw and beat the goaltender. Churro low to the glove side. But that was it. I thought we might see a little bit more scoring. We did not. We saw plenty of chances, though, and both goaltenders came up big thereafter. As a matter of fact, Churro on a subsequent power play had to make a huge save coming over to his right as the puck immediately into the UNLV bench. But, I mean, if not for Churro, who knows? This might be a 2-3-0 game.
He's always came up with a lot of big saves. And again, for UNLV, it kind of felt like they got the goal that they were looking for, that early, 1-0 lead, and then they just kind of settled in. And I mean, they were still working hard, but out of the gate, they were flying.
Right now, the Wildcats trying to push that puck ahead into the Rebels zone. It does get in, but they were offside, had to clear, sent right back the other way. Sachs couldn't make his way through the D. Left wing lead, too far for Cusinelli on the bank. And now brought back in. Right side, Sachs with a backhand leave up top, but that one is cleared away. Cusinelli off the dasher ahead, looking for Marshall. Marshall tried to skip around to check, got the puck in. UNLV on the regroup. Nice job stepping up there on the forecheck by Lowell. Knocked the puck free. Cusinelli centers, but there was nobody there for it. And it's sent on down the ice. This will be an icing call against UNLV. Not yet a minute into it, but I do like the start here for Arizona.
Yeah, they're pushing the tempo, getting it in good areas. We saw Jake Sachs kind of rubbed out on a check there in the boards with the forecheck, and that's something that Arizona's going to need. They're going to need to do whatever they can to create chances.
Face-off will be to the right of the Rebels' goal. Johansson unable to win that one back. So the puck ends up out at center, dumped on the right wing side, but shoved right back in by Johansson. Idison has to come out and play it up the near wall. Asop trying to move it out. Can't do it. Wade sending it over to the far side. Cleared along, Johansson picked off in the slot. Johansson to the dot, wrist shot, and that one is tipped wide. Puck left point, Hedgecote down to the left wing corner. Meyer couldn't hang on to it. Off the glass it goes and out of play. Faceoff will stay inside the... No, they say they're going to put it outside. Or are they? Nope. All right, it's inside. I was going to say. The referee indicated a tip, but I think he was just indicating off the glass and on a play. Gave me a little surprise there. You never know. Things happen, but I'm pretty sure I saw that one right. Hedgecote with a shot on goal. Save made. The rebound is cleared out. But, Will, there are those rebounds you were talking about at the end of the first period.
Yeah, especially with a goalie that they didn't see on Thursday in Idison. You got to kind of throw those pucks on net because we have seen a couple big rebounds given up by him, and those are the chances to take advantage of.
He makes a glove save there. No rebound. Face-off will come to his right. Arizona sends that energy line out. Bird, Artizone, and Dungy up front. Or pardon me, that's Decker on that line, not Dungy. Decker holding it in. He'll leave it up top, but it's tipped away from Bird, now to center. Bouncer comes in on Churro. Trouble with the puck, scooped away to the corner by Hedgecote. Held in at the left point. Long shot, block, rebound. Left pad save. Churro there on a close-in chance for Barry.
Some pretty big saves there from Churro. I know the first one is just kind of a trickler, but that's not an easy play to make.
They just wave off the icing there. Kind of caught both teams by surprise. UNLV back the other way with it. Williams up on the forecheck. Trying to pull it free. Jam play there at the side of the net, puts it out of the zone. All the way down the ice. Idison sweeping it away to the near side. Good hit on that near side wall by Rowe. Boy, he likes throwing the body out there. Flanders into the corner, pulled down Freiberg. And now the Wildcats trying to move it ahead. Freiberg backhands it, gets it over the line. Marshall helps it down. Rebels back on the right wing. Malone, centering feed. That one taken away. Nice job on the back check there by Litwin. Litwin moving ahead with Marshall. Litwin cutting to his left, trying to leave it off. And unfortunately, Olsen couldn't get to it in space. Back on the right side, it's Williams. Tried to send it behind the net. He got knocked down. Puck around to the right point. That one is kept in there by Lenton. Ends up at the left point now. UNLV has to be careful here in the middle of the change, but they do kind of nimbly dance around a too many men situation. Holding the puck in, Toriumi, right corner. Centering feed and a bouncer, no shot. Now there's a chance and a save made just off the tip of the blocker there for Churro. As Moeller pretty much wide open on that far side.
UNLV did really well there, moving the puck around. We saw Toriumi get that puck into a good spot, but some tired guys out there for Arizona right now that picked up another icing here.
A lot of sticks across the knees at this point, trying to catch their wind. And UNLV will continue. Keep fresh legs out, trying to keep the pressure on. Arizona at least winning the draw here. And they are able to get it out to center. Dawson Marshall up one-on-one with a long wrister, and that is held by Idison. So couldn't have worked out much better for Arizona. They get a fresh line out there and an offensive zone draw. .416 into the second period, 1-0 UNLV. Marshall looking over his left shoulder, perhaps trying to pull it back here towards Jones. UNLV does win the face-off, and they put it right off the dasher and out. Jones will feed it across. Tipped back in by Lowell. Marshall up on the forecheck. Puck is just cleared out there by Linehan. Hole. Over to Jones on the near side, back over to Hole. Lowell at center. Marshall stepping in to the left side. Wrist shot, save made, and gobbling up the rebound there. Idison able to hang on to it. Well, that's a shot there where if you were looking for a rebound, maybe put it a little lower, put it off the pads. You had Cusinelli crashing on the other side, but that said, you put it over the pad, maybe looking for a little bit of a hole below the glove or the blocker, and that wasn't the cleanest save for Idison.
No, it took him a couple different goes at it there, but again, like you said, Bailey Marshall and Cusinelli coming across the line, Marshall does well in those situations, though, coming down the left side and just kind of throwing the puck on net. We have seen him score that way.
Right now, this line kind of hemming UNLV in its own zone. And now it's finally cleared out, but Cusinelli backing it up at center, and it's tipped right back in. Wildcats go for the change. 5:20 gone here in the second. 1-0 UNLV. Hedgecote pressured in his own end. Tied up on the wall over there. Mayer, the goal scorer for UNLV, couldn't hold it in. Out it goes. Now here's a chance, high slot, long shot is tipped well in front of the net. Now wraparound chance right up the slot again. Empty net, and Churro recovers to make a pad save there on that wrister by Lenzen, and back on the Wildcats. Pushing in, Johansson on the right side. Walks in, wrist shot, and that one just over top of the net. Right back come the Rebels. Let up the right wing side, moving in Manning. Manning with a shot that finds the netting. So a quick trade of chances there back and forth.
Yeah, Churro did really well. Yeah, he was scrambling there, and you know, he kind of bailed out the Wildcats there. You know, they were doing well. They were doing everything they could, but you know, Churro had to come up big and get back into some spots quickly. Then going down the other way, UNLV did really well getting back on defense there, because you know, Max Meyer was streaking in there on the opposite side of Johansson, and Johansson had no choice but to just kind of take a shot.
And Lenzen wanted to let the puck go quicker, but he just took time, settled it. By the time he did, that allowed Churro to recover and get back in there. Lenzen at center right now, tying it up. And roll back after it. Tossed ahead, tipped in by Arizona. Now a chance up top and a turnover, but blocked in front of Lenzen, and a pass over did not reach Arneson. And UNLV with a quick chance to try to reset here. Arizona's going to start a change in behind the play, so Bird will become the F1 here. As Cully Olson steps out. But here comes UNLV with speed through the neutral zone, driving on the left wing side. And a centering feed, nobody home for it. Right back comes Arizona. Dumped in, Olsen up on the forecheck, bouncing puck. Idison electing not to take a chance, just hangs on. 7:18 gone in the second, still 1-0 UNLV. Faceoff ends up rolling back down the ice to the Arizona end. They'll throw it right back in. And did they whistle it for icing? There was a little bit of confusion there, Will, with the linesmen. They were all looking at each other. And now, I think Chad Berman, well, you never win when you argue your case from the bench. Let's just start there. It doesn't matter what you tell the referee. Face off to the left of the Arizona goal. And it'll be set up the near side wall by Hole. Ends up back with him. Has to show a little patience here, but UNLV's got 4 guys in right now, Will.
Yeah, they're trying to get that second goal and really try and put Arizona almost away. You know, when goal scoring chances are, you know, they're coming, but, you know, the goals aren't going in, obviously. So, you know, if that second goal could be huge and almost maybe be a game winner.
UNLV back in, carrying on the right side. Puck in front, tipped wide by Toriumi on the far side. To follow us to the point. Long shot, that one tipped well out of play. Moeller just letting it go. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen a little bit more of a shooting mentality from both of these teams in this game so far. I feel like UNLV's starting to change that. They're throwing pucks at the net right now, but Arizona could benefit from doing just that.
Yeah, they're getting chances going the other way, but again, not too many rebounds given up by Idison, and you know, those chances aren't coming from in front of the net or at the point. For a goaltender, you know, those types of chances you should be able to save.
Fire a long one in. Oh, dangerous bounce right up the middle. Cusinelli on it on the left side. And now a penalty coming up here on UNLV. Centering feed for Marshall. He couldn't put it away, but on the touch, Arizona will end up with its second power play of the afternoon. They are 0 for 1, but yet another big chance to try to tie this one up.
I was about to say, that's exactly what the doctor ordered here. You know, get your power play unit out there. You know, when your scoring chances are coming, but they're scarce. You know, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. This is the way to get back in the game right here.
Williams into the box for hooking, and the the Wildcats. Back to the man advantage. There's a quick shot and a blocker save by Idison.
29 seconds in the second period. It gives your Wildcats a Hogan Transportation power play.
Cusinelli up top with it to Hull over to the right side. Back over Cusinelli. Wrist shot blocked in front off a D. Bailey Marshall, right side, down low, jam play in front, save made, rebound, Marshall there for puck still free, shoved wide by Johansson. Johansson trying to come up with that rebound. Left side wall, Cusinelli poking at it, trying to hold it in. Sent to the line and out, Hull has to recover, and he did just in time, but now it's pushed ahead. UNLV looking for a shorthanded chance, wrist shot up over top of the net. And now that one is brought back in by Marshall, trying to push the advantage. Johansson, high slot, trying to win the battle. His shot, tipped, they score! Redirected in front, it looked like it bounced off Bailey Marshall. A power play goal ties this game at 1 for Arizona.
Going back to the start of that power play there, we saw Johansson run that kind of jam play that we see him do on the power play, and that was exactly what, I think what was great for Arizona, kind of just throw bodies in front of the net. They didn't end up scoring there, but we did see there, Bailey Marshall is standing directly in front of Idison, so whether or not he even got a tip on it, he's already bothering him and getting in front of his vision, and just exactly what Arizona needed. They're right back in this.
The other thing, too, is Johansson won that battle one-on-one to keep the play rolling and was able to get that shot through.
The number 11, Bailey Marshall. The assist goes to number 28, Alex Johansson. That's Marshall from Johansson. Time of your Wildcats power play goal, 9 minutes, 27 seconds in the second period.
Right back down comes UNLV, and a chance that Churro had to turn aside. Halfway home here in the second period, and now it feels like, Will, the energy level has shot up a notch or two.
Yeah, crowd's getting engaged here, and Arizona's shift right out of the gate here just looks so much more engaged. But then on the other side here, UNLV, they're flying around as well. They want to get that second goal just as much.
Well, the back and forth nature of hockey, you're going to get your chances if you stay patient, and Arizona did, and they capitalized on that power play, but now UNLV is going to try to push right back. Remember in the pregame show we were talking about getting over the hump, whatever it is that UNLV hasn't had to hold leads and close out games. There's a wraparound attempt, Churro with a save, and the puck on the near side, but Will, this is their chance to show that they can do it, but they haven't over the course of this losing streak.
Right, and the thing with them, with UNLV as well, the talent is clearly there. They have a couple really good skaters on this team. Just kind of one of those streaks that's going the wrong way for you. Definitely trying, with that in mind as well, definitely trying to get that second goal and try and split this series here.
Litwin sending it deep, Olsen on the right side. Dawson Marshall cycling it back down towards Olsen. Olsen trying to tie his man up on the wall. They push the pile into the corner. Back up it comes, and UNLV able to move it out. And now 3-on-2 if they hurry. Malone, right side, leaving it off up high. Backdoor chip, but nice job by Marshall to get back and tie up his man. And now big hit, and back the other way, 3-on-1. Led by Cusinelli. Cusinelli in on the right side. Wrist shot off the tip of the mitt there. Idison just got a piece. Boy, Litwin's had a long shift out there. Now he's going to head to the bench, but U of A continues the pressure. There's a turnaround shot by Lowell. Rebound in front. Cusinelli can't get it. Lowell a chance, and that one is kicked aside. Back at the left point. Held in, and now it bounces out. Right back comes UNLV. And a shot is blocked, but they're trying to get a change. Can U of A take advantage? They push up again. Lowell on the left wing looking for some help. Bailey Marshall over in support. Lowell centers. Cusinelli pushing it down low. Off-angle chance blocked away. Idison's lost his stick, but Toriumi with it. We'll move it ahead onto the left wing side. Suddenly it's end to end. The game is opened up. 7.5 left in this second period. Tied at 1. U of A with a power play goal from Bailey Marshall to knot things up here. Both teams changing it up. Arizona will turn it back in. Wade on the forecheck, can't get to it. Roller back down, Rowe after it. He's hooked up, but keeps the puck out of the zone. Let's push back in. Left side, wrist shot, missed the net. Out it goes, and UNLV to the regroup. Lenzen tries to swing it left side, tipped on into the near corner. Hedgecock after it. Can't hang on to the puck. Centering feed there. Wade able to take it away. Bodied up by Mayer. And Mayer keeping it in. Hedgecock on a roller near side. Clear to the line, and it does get out. Here's a lead for Johansson on the left wing. Into the corner, Johansson. Tied up, trying to push his way free behind the goal. Far side, looking to jam it in front. Puck comes up to the right point. Stepping down to keep it alive there was Dungy. And now it's cleared out and a possible 2-on-1 developing. Here's a pass over to the near side, a backdoor feed, and nice play getting back there, using the speed Dungy to break up the return pass. Again, a case where you think maybe you'd like to see Mayer shoot that puck.
Yeah, but again, hard work there from Arizona to get back on defense and break up that play. You know, kind of a give and go situation there where maybe throwing the puck on net is what you would want.
Boy, you really, you can't underestimate the power of a good back check. You never know when getting back in the play is going to take that scoring opportunity away, and it did right there. 5.5 to go in the second. Game tied at 1. Thursday night, Arizona won the opener of the series 3-2 thanks to a late goal by Anthony Cusinelli. This one's shaping up to be just as tight. Wildcats kicking it along. Bird chasing behind the net. Played away from him. Left point. There's a shot, and it's kicked out with the left pad as Olsen let it go. Hull couldn't keep it in long. And now Linehan at center tried to step around Hull, who got a piece of him, and now Sachs dangles his way through. Pass in front. Shot is blocked. Nice job by Hedgecock getting in the way. Fed over to the left side. Backdoor feed, a shot, and that one just wide. Sachs did not get full wood on it. It's chipped ahead and a pulled down penalty coming up there. Duke Litwin, boy, the hustle right there. He chipped it and had a good chance at a big break up the right side. They had to pull him down.
And again, there's that line again. You know, there's the Dawson Marshall, Coley Olsen, and Litwin now. You know, when you're playing with guys like Dawson Marshall and Coley Olsen and who are just so hardworking, it makes you as that third guy, you're going to bring your energy level up as well. And Litwin is already one of those guys as well, but did really well there, you know, breaking up the play and then drawing the penalty.
So Underwood, a second minor of the game. Third power play of the afternoon for Arizona. They're 1 for 2 with a man advantage.
Kirk Underwood, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of that penalty, 15 minutes, 27 seconds in the second period. And it gives your Wildcats a Hogan Transportation power play.
Off the right wall, Marshall into the shot, save made, rebound right across the crease out the other side. Meyer putting it up top. Cusinelli. Back to Meyer in the left side corner. Left half wall, he'll put it behind the net. Johansson falls, gets back up. Tried to pop it up on the near side. Johansson still with it. Left point, Cusinelli to the middle. Hole, fanned. Gets it back to Cusinelli. Left side corner. And a centering feed. Johansson jam play in front, but the paddle down save made by Idison. He holds on. 3:49 to go in the second. Well, the U of A power play scored on the last opportunity. You like the way they look there. I also like this shift here. It looks like they're kind of getting the special teams ball rolling a bit.
Yeah, if that puck just bounces a different way, Max Meyer has a goal there to go in front. He was in and had that chance wide open. Again, puck just kind of bounced the wrong way for him. But, you know, Holt did well. You know, he fanned on that initial shot, but did well keeping that puck in the zone to keep it going.
There's a chance on Idison and a stick save there. Wrapped around the glass off a stanchion into the slot. Wade walks free of one. His shot and the save. Puck held by Idison.
Kind of awkward bounce there. Did that come off the
went
boards?
From straight behind the net right up the slot. That was a crazy one.
We've seen a couple of those weird bounces this season in the TCC. Some of the boards, you know, kind of shoot the puck out in weird spots.
So the boards and glass here were brand new. They were 20 years old at least when the Tucson Roadrunners came to town, when they got all new boards and glass in. But, you know, over the course of a couple of seasons worth of bumping and contact and just, you know, changes and bringing them in, if you take those out, eventually they get a little looser. And that's where those bounces come from. There's a shot by Wade. He missed the net, looks at the ceiling as he sent it wide on the glove side. He knows that was a big chance. But you get that little bit of separation in the glass in some places, and that's when you get those. Here's Lowell on the right side, all the way up to the point, turning in space, feeding it across. Manny Rowe with it, pressured, has to dump it into the left side corner. 20 seconds ago in the Arizona power play. And fed into the high slot area, chance right side, shot is sent over top of the net. Wade up top. Rowe feeds it over one time, and Idison off the shoulder. Oh, that one stung him. Might have caught him in the mask, actually. And they blow it dead before the expiration of the power play. Looked like it might have broken a strap on his mask. So 3 seconds left in the man advantage, and indeed, Idison's going to head over to the bench to have the equipment manager take a look at his lid. 2:36 to go here in the second period.
Some really good saves there from Idison on that power play. Again, saw that one-timer chance there that led to kind of the equipment malfunction here. But you know, he was doing well getting in front of shots, and Kyle Wade had that opportunity there. That, you know, if it's just a couple inches closer to net, that's going in.
You know, you go back to the puck that rolls across the crease. That one came over, and unfortunately, Meyer was a little too far off the post and wasn't ready for it. But a couple others have leaked through, and this is where I'm going with this, have leaked through Idison. He hasn't made the solid save. Maybe there's a rebound, or maybe a puck gets behind him. And you talk about, Will, and a point we made, well, pretty much now for 2 periods, a hockey crash in the crease, getting in front. I think if Arizona continues to do that, they're going to find another goal or two.
Yeah, those chances are definitely there, and they're sitting there for sure. And, you know, those are the type of opportunities where in a 1-1 game, you got to be taking advantage of those pucks right out in front.
And UNLV trying to connect for a chance here, but the pass goes by the wayside. Freiberg will bank one ahead. Marshall chasing it down, but they say offside. Arizona must peel out. Long stretch through center, tip back into the Wildcat zone. Freiberg backhand far side, but can't clear. Marshall trying to help him out. Marshall does get it to center. Turned over in behind the Wildcats net, but it ends up on the far wall. Lowell off the dasher, gets it, well, out of play with 1:49 left in the second period. Face-off will stay inside the Arizona end. Bird in at center to take the draw. Rebels control, however. And a shot blocked up top. Not out yet, now it is. Bird trying to push ahead. And he gets rubbed out on the wall near side as Williams closed him out. Artizone over to finish the check on his man with the puck to center. Hedgecote will fling it back in. Arizona again trying to resume the forecheck. Led ahead, here's Fisher on the right side with a long shot. Churro with a glove save hangs on. We haven't had to call Churro's name too much in the last couple of minutes. He's getting a little bit of a break.
I was just about to say, it's been a minute since we've kind of called his name here, but you know, he did have a couple big saves right at the top of the second period, but yeah, it's been pretty much all Arizona down in the UNLV zone since then.
Face-off will be to his left. It's nice to take the pressure off your goalie. We know he's good. We know he's a huge backstop for this team, but, you know, like the penalty kill, you don't always want to have to rely on it. UNLV cannot keep the puck in. They dump it back in. Churro will tee it up for Rowe. Wildcats get it out. Rebels on the regroup, 1 minute to go. Linehan left side bringing it in. Trying to cut up high now, a chance in front, wrap around, and that one did not go. In the high slot, weaving to his left here. Sachs with a shot. Puck in behind Churro. He spins around, and it stays out. Cleared up the wall. Not out of the zone, though. Held in on the right side. Linehan centering feed. Lowell got to it, and now Marshall will push up. He's got Cusinelli with him. Tried to feed him. It came back to Marshall. Marshall left side, centering, looking for Rowe. Rowe elected to take the body there. Puck is sent back in by Lowell. And Arizona offside at the line, 19.6 seconds to go. A little bit of a breakdown there in the defensive zone, and UNLV cut to the front of the net twice with great scoring opportunities.
Churro did well. You know, that puck went over him and kind of throwing his paddle there at that one, making sure that one didn't go in. A huge chance there for UNLV when they've been kind of scarce here in the second period. Really hard working shift there from Arizona. I know it took them a couple chances to get the puck out of the zone, but again, we saw a hit from Manny Rowe. We saw Cusinelli doing work in the zone as well.
Now it's turned over by Wade in the high slot, and a wrist shot tipped into the netting there. Arizona's D still doing a nice job, though, getting stick on puck and deflecting a lot of would-be scoring chances away. But you don't want to give up a late one here. You got 9.4 seconds to get into the locker room. You really got to tighten the belt. Draws one back again by UNLV. A backhand trickler towards the net, poked away by Churro to the near corner. And that should do it here. Time will run out on the second period. So the Arizona Wildcats pick up the only goal of period number 2. It's a power play marker for Bailey Marshall, his 8th of the year at 9:27. Johansson the only assist on that one. And we thought it might be a close game again today, Will, and it is playing out exactly as such.
Yeah, the Wildcats did well in that period. I mean, they came out, they got a goal and tied it up at 1, and for a majority of the period, a lot of the chances were going their way as well. So it was good to see them, you know, kind of pushing the tempo, trying to have extended time in the UNLV zone. But again, it is only 1-1, so you know all those scoring chances and everything, those don't show up on the scoreboard. UNLV is doing well at getting in front of net as well, as we just saw in the last 2 or 3 minutes there. And you know, like we've said, this losing streak for UNLV you have one more period on this road trip before the Thanksgiving break, and if I'm in that locker room, I'm doing everything I can to get everyone going. You know, we're not losing 7 now, and we're heading into the Thanksgiving break with a huge win over the number 5 ranked team in the country. So if you're Arizona too, when you are kind of banged up, and you hope that they don't just kind of go through all the motions to try and just get through this one. You know, you really want to play a complete third period of hockey.
Well, you also have to imagine too, if you're the Wildcats, that's going to be a topic of conversation. Hey guys, this is a tie game. We're not leading this one, and we're facing a team that is hungry, and I think they've shown that for 40 minutes. They're hungry. They just haven't found that next goal.
Yeah, and some of the physicality we kind of saw pick up there as well near the end, and that's something that if I'm UNLV, I'm trying to bait Arizona any way I can into doing. Get 2 minutes in the box, or what we saw in the third period on Thursday night, you know, where a game disqualification and some of those bigger, more important penalties where, you know, we had a bunch of guys for Arizona in the box. And UNLV is definitely going to be trying to do that again here as well, to try and give themselves a power play opportunity, or just kind of just in general pick up the mood of their team, because yesterday we saw their bench be so active, so engaged, batting sticks on the board, and today we're not really seeing that from them. We saw it from the get-go, but we're not seeing it after maybe the first 3 or 4 minutes or so.
I think too, you get to a point where, you know, okay, now the game has become a grind, and you've really got to focus in a little bit more as well. So, but 1-1 after 2 periods of play, I think both teams would have taken this coming into it. 20 minutes will settle the score here. But I did say, well, at the first intermission, I'll say it again at the second. I don't know. I have a feeling we might have more than 20 minutes to go. So we'll see if I guaranteed that or not. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, second intermission report coming your way next. This is Arizona Wildcats hockey.
University of Arizona Hockey has a proud history of more than 40 years. Each year we invite back former Arizona players for an alumni weekend. Here's what they had to say about their experiences as Wildcats.
I'm Jeremy Goltz. I played here 90 through 94. I was a defenseman here at the U.
Hi, I'm Eric Holden. I played from 95 to 97. I'm a goaltender.
Shane Fossell, 1991 to 1992, and I played goalie.
just walking in this building, seeing the boys, I feel like I'm an 18-year-old kid walking in here for the first time. Every year, there's different guys, some guys in, some guys out, but everyone's special, especially last year with Kelly getting his jersey in the rafters. That one was as cool as it gets. But no, these are special, man. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
What's it like to see guys not only you played with, but guys from the spectrum of the 40 years of Arizona hockey, to see them all back here putting on red, white, and blue?
Oh, it's great. I mean, I came up here as a freshman in high school from New Jersey, so some of these guys were my idols until I got on the team myself. This season, we seem to have more guys from my year than we've had in the past, so it's good to see the boys come back out that I used to play with.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge undertaking every year, and it's great to have the boys come back whenever they can make it. Obviously, we'd like to see more join. There's obviously a lot of ex-players that we would love to see come back and be a part of this experience.
What is it you remember about your days at Arizona hockey that sticks in your mind and makes it so special?
I think a couple things. Obviously, you look at the fans. I mean, I remember here last year, I'm rolling in and someone's got a 25-year-old stick that we did at an autograph session. And then obviously, of course, the boys. They're still my best friends in the world. We come back here, we talk about this story, that story, what if we would have done this. So it's just special, man. I mean, I'm sure every university has it, but to me, this one's just it's a little different. The brotherhood is tight here.
You're part of this revival because you're the goaltender coach for the University of Arizona Wildcats. What is it like now to be the teacher teaching young kids? That you were once in that role. You were once the kid just trying to learn how to be a college goaltender. What's it like now to be the teacher?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very neat experience being able to look back and look at the game again through their eyes. And we have two outstanding, I think they're the two best in the league, goalies. And I can't say that their success is due to anything I'm doing, but I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Does that give you some satisfaction to develop young players and then see them become Arizona hockey players?
Honestly, it's the ultimate. Coaching, we were just talking with Berman Hogs about it, how coaching is, how tough it is, but how rewarding it is to see young kids, Manny Rowe, Churro, however you say his name, as a peewee, he's here tearing it up. Newfie, Decker, all these guys that, I knew as young men are here in my brotherhood, representing the jersey that I love and has really kind of pushed me passion throughout my whole hockey run. So no, it's the ultimate, it's the pinnacle. To see those guys win a national championship would be a dream come true.
Does this give you personal satisfaction, even though your playing days are over, to see the team be doing so well?
Yeah, it feels like the good old days. I mean, that's kind of where we left off back in the 90s. So to see them go through the trials that they've had over the years and to come up strong, it's just a big win right now for us.
Bear down, Eric.
It was extremely important. I mean, it was such a great time in my life. I made some great friends we're all still friends today. And looking back on what we achieved back then at the beginning stages of the ACHA, I think it was pretty important groundwork that was being laid at the time.
For Arizona hockey alumni that haven't come back to Tucson to join an alumni weekend, what can you say to them to tell them to come see their old teammates, meet new teammates that you didn't play with but also played at Arizona hockey, just that they should get involved?
They're missing out. I mean, it's every time you come here, man, there's a guy I haven't seen and I walk by him and I didn't recognize him 15 years. I mean, you've seen the guys even away from the rink, but when you're here skating with them in the locker room, it brings it all back. And, we can get the guys back here. We try every year. We got to get them here. It's just an absolute blast, and they put on a good show for us. So, once again, I'm happy to be here, as always.
Lastly, what is it that you want to say to other Arizona hockey alumni that haven't come back for one of these weekends? They haven't joined the festivities. They haven't done the alumni game. What do you want to say to them?
Boys, you're missing out on all the fun. Come on out. I guarantee you'll have a good time.
Your hockey team. Your Arizona Wildcats. Call 791-4101 for tickets now.
There is no doubt that number 16, Kelly Walker, is the best of the best. Kelly, when I think of you, I think of the love and the commitment and the greatness you achieved here, right on this ice. Kelly and his teammates were 24-0 versus ASU over that 4-year stretch. Please direct your attention to the south end of the Tucson Arena as we now reveal the banner honoring Kelly Walker. Please welcome back to the ice of the Tucson Arena, number 16, Kelly Walker.
You guys have a chance to show this town college hockey at the greatest level that you guys play. So I'm just extremely humbled to be here, to be in front of you guys, and to be in front of this whole great arena. And it's a very emotional moment for me. I'd like to thank my girlfriend, Andrea. I'd like to thank my line mates, Corey, Johnny, Johnny Wags, Goltzy, Danny Anderson, certainly Tommy Smith. I want to mention thanks to the great presentation that Tim did for me today. I want to thank Coach Burns. I want to make special recognition to Shane Faucell. And I also like to take recognition for every other player who has played here at the University of Arizona, who's proud to have played for the University of Arizona, and who continues to support this great program going forward and in the future. So guys, thank you so much for the tribute. Thanks for the support. Love you guys. Thank you very much.
Stay right there. We're perfect. We're perfect. Cartwheel stays on first, guys. Good work. It's all for the camera. 16.
It's time for another Arizona Wildcat hockey, this or that.
Slap shot or backhand?
Slap shot.
Why?
Not like I can shoot one, but they're a lot harder.
Blondes or brunettes?
Blondes.
Why?
Do it better.
Thank you. I agree. I would have to agree. Let's see. Crosby or Ovechkin?
Crosby.
Why?
Ovechkin is just like not the best defensive player I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh. I think wow. I don't think people are going to like that answer.
It's a hot take, I know, but Ovechkin just not the best defensive player. But Crosby, big two-way forward, and I love it.
Got a good. It's a good point. It's a good point. Let's see. Mighty Ducks or Blades of Glory?
Quack.
Hey. Why or?
I mean, personally, I don't think there's a better hockey movie than the Mighty Ducks. There's 3 of them. We'll forget about.
Well, which one's the best one?
Well, not D2 or D3. It's the first one.
Oh, okay. So just one.
We'll just skip D2 and D3. We can just cut those.
It like never happened.
Yeah, we'll just forget about those.
Boxers or Commando?
Boxers.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just not feeling free today.
Oh, so this is just today, not just in general? Oh, okay. But like normally. Boxers, still it's just boxers?
Commando.
Oh, okay.
Here's Bailey Marshall, the star from Central Oklahoma. Back to Cusinelli, the all-everything star for Arizona. Down to Chris Westland, who sends it in on goal. That's a good idea. It's right in the slot. And it's a goal for Arizona! I think that's Bailey Marshall. Bailey Marshall, who already had a couple goals last week for Arizona. And that's a big one for the Arizona Wildcats. They even this at 1-1 in the second period. It could go in the period. There's a high hard shot that just kind of sitting around in the crease. Where's it? It's in the net. That's a goal! Arizona scores the first goal! As the Cats go in the man advantage. Get the puck up behind the blue line. Down low to Cusinelli. Shoot the puck, Anthony. He does. That's a beautiful shot. Shoot the puck. Anthony Cusinelli scored the goal. Anthony Cusinelli. Arizona takes a 3-0 lead. Wow!
That's an excellent look by Cusinelli. You saw him look for the pass first, but then he was aware. He had a clear shooting lane, and he took it, and he's one of those guys that can put it just where he wants it.
Anthony Cusinelli turns with it. Oh, it gets shot. It gets tipped in. Anthony Cusinelli just threw it towards the net, and I think Bailey Marshall may have tipped that one in. Up the near side boards. That's coming away with it. Justin Plummer with the goal. I'm not sure if that's Justin Plummer's goal.
I think that might have been Trey Decker. I'm not quite sure, but
I think Decker just threw that in front and it bounced in. There's a nice possession of the puck. That can't happen. Cats come over the blue line. And they shoot, they score! They shoot, they score! Arizona scores! And that puck was given up. We talked about mistakes. Wow, what a mistake right in front of Joshua George. Anthony Cusinelli had a good shot there, but George saw it and made the save. You know, Anthony Cusinelli, I think, just needs to shoot the puck a little bit more like he did there. He switches now to the center of the ice. Take the shot, Anthony. And he shoots, he scores! Anthony Cusinelli! He shoots, he scores!
Great puck movement there by the Wildcats on the power play up top.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the University of Arizona Wildcats hockey, where Arizona is tied up with the UNLV Rebels at a score of 1-1. Bailey Marshall getting the goal there in the second period for the Arizona Wildcats, and our own Autumn Freutland caught up with Bailey Marshall to talk about that goal.
Hi, I'm Autumn Freutland, and I'm here with number 11, Bailey Marshall. Bailey, you guys were down 1 going into the second, but you were able to score. That goal is yours. Talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, you know, we got on the power play there, and we really knew we needed one down by 1 there. And this goalie's a little bit shaky, so we just had to get pucks on net. Josie threw it there, and just a nice little tip, get over the pad there.
Now you guys are tied at 1, so what are you going to have to do in the third to make sure you guys come out on top?
Yeah, we got to make sure we're doing better on the blue lines, make sure we chip pucks in, chip pucks out, and just test this goalie a little more, get something in the back of the net here.
Awesome. We've been speaking with number 11, Bailey Marshall, and we'll send it back up to the booth.
All right, thank you, Autumn. Well, teams are getting ready to get back out on the ice here. UNLV out of the locker room. Interested in what maybe the coaching staff was talking about those periods with them. You know, they started off with that quick goal. Ever since then, though, you know, they've had a couple scoring chances here or there, but it's been pretty much all Arizona since that opening at 22 seconds or so.
Well, one of the things I've liked about Arizona's game all season long, Will, is the fact that they've been able to bounce back And they're resilient in a unique way in that it really doesn't matter what the score is. I don't even know sometimes if they're conscious of the fact that we're keeping score. It just, their ebb and flow is their ebb and flow, but they do capitalize on their chances. And that's one thing that I haven't seen from UNLV. Arizona might only generate 5 chances, but if you capitalize on 3 of them, okay, so be it. Coming into this period, tied at 1. This is, as you said, heading into the intermission, and not only for UNLV, but for both locker rooms. Hey, guys, we got 1 period left. You're going into a week-long break. You got to leave it all out there, and that's exactly what both teams need to do. But Arizona, you don't want to take the bait from UNLV. You don't want to get sucked into an overly physical battle. You just need to play your game, and that's how you're going to come out with a win.
Yeah, and I'm interested. I'm going to go back and see how many of these games this season Arizona has dropped down to a 1-0 lead to start games. It feels like it happens more often than not, and Churro, again, for Arizona in goal, does such a good job. When he does let up that early goal, settling in quickly, and he's had to come up with a lot of big saves tonight.
Well, he has, but he makes those saves, and he battled a couple of times when traffic's in front of him, sometimes with rebounds or what have you, but also he's getting help from the defense. They've had good active sticks, blocking passes, blocking shots. He's going to need that plus here in the third period as far as the help goes from his team. It's going to have to be a 5-man effort up and down the ice. All right, so as we get the third period underway, Tom Callahan, Will Harmon here with you. And we do want to say hello to Tim Gasson, and of course always sending our get well wishes to Tim here for the entire Arizona broadcast staff and the hockey staff as well. Tim, hope we see you back here soon. We're thinking of you, and we definitely miss you on the mic here for Wildcats hockey. So in the meantime, everybody, you're stuck with me. And 22 seconds in, we get a whistle here in the third period. Arizona and UNLV tied up at 1. And Will, okay, if you're UNLV, what's your focus on right now coming out here?
Try and just get under Arizona's skin in a way that, you're not picking up penalties yourself, but, you got to be working hard every single shift, forechecking well, and creating chances in front of the net, because we did see a few of those there at the end of the period. Arizona did pretty well bumping UNLV off the blue line, as we see Jake Sachs there, number 12. He's been a guy who's got a lot of speed carrying the puck through the neutral zone. You got to get him free.
Here's Marshall sending it over to the near side. A quick 2-on-1 break. Interesting, the old airdrop pass right there. Chance in front, and a glove saved down low for Idison. Cusinelli was the late man coming in there, and he was all but forgotten coming up the slot.
That was almost a broken chance just to start. It was a nice outbreak play there, but again, Arizona doing well, getting that puck right in front of net. They're going to get some rebound chances that way.
Arizona winning the draw, controlling, and sending it around to the right side. Now Bailey Marshall out on the backhand, couldn't get a shot away. Cusinelli, Marshall, centering feed, quick shot, save. Idison rebound is swept away, but not out. Hull with a drive, that's blocked. Another chance in front. That one goes all the way up to the left point. Held in once again by the Wildcats. Swung around, can Cusinelli cut it off? No, he couldn't slow it down. Out it goes, and Arizona will head for a change. Good pressure there from the Wildcats, though. Churro comes out to flip it around the wall and out to center. And it's fired right back in. I really like that Arizona, you can tell they are feeling the importance of maybe getting an early one here, trying to play with the lead a little bit, something they haven't done a whole lot of. Remember the other night, they picked up the lead for good late in that game after surrendering a tying goal, but they came right back. After it went to 2-2, it went right back to 3-2. Maybe Arizona's trying to take care of business a little earlier here, make a liar out of me. There's a shot and a save by Idison. Wade, never a bad play to put it on through traffic as it hit someone at the UNLV bench. We get a whistle. And I don't mind that. We haven't seen that as much from Arizona, but, Will, my advice is, hey, guys, if you get it, shoot it. Put it on net, make something happen.
They're getting some good chances breaking out in 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s that we've seen in the first and second period. But, again, maybe almost getting a little too cute with it sometimes, trying to make that extra pass. And in a game like this where, you know, Idison has led up a couple rebound chances, just throw it on net. You know, you have guys crashing the net as it is, so get a goal scoring chance that way. That could be a way that they could pick up a lead. But again, Arizona doing well starting off this period. We've seen them kind of come out of the locker room a little bit sluggish.
Well, there's that penalty I was talking about. I do believe in the concept of the ticker or the pendulum of momentum, or however you want to look at it, but when power plays are 3-1, you know it's going to swing back the other way, and indeed it does here. Arizona ends up with a tripping call against just 2 minutes, 17 seconds into period number 3. And that will be, it looks like Decker taking a seat.
Decker, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of that penalty, 2 minutes, 17 seconds in the third period.
So UNLV into the power play. Sachs on the right side. He'll feed it up top. And a tip in front. Goes out in front of the crease harmlessly, however. And Arizona able to clear. Bailey Marshall up on the forecheck here. Out with Brother Dawson on this PK shift. Rebels marching it up ice. The right side losing an edge and turning it over to Marshall there was Underwood. Down it goes one more time. And now a cheap shot from behind is going to result in a penalty. The ref saw it, and a cross-checking call erases the power play, and Paxton Malone has taken a dumb penalty to put this into 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 15 seconds. That's a terrible penalty.
Just a huge, as you're talking about, momentum swing, you know, or the pendulum swings the other way. I mean, all I saw was Ben Jones go down and some shouts from the bench, and, you know, fortunate for Arizona to have the refs see that one and get this down to 4-on-4. Going back to the penalty kill, Bailey Marshall and Dawson Marshall kind of had that penalty kill, and the penalty kill has been so great this season, as we've talked about it. It really is. Those two guys have been kind of the key, making sure that, you know, opposing teams don't get across the blue line and get into their sets as easily as they would like to.
UNLV pushing ahead here in this 4-on-4 situation, left off in the slot, though, and turn the other way, and now can they hustle up the ice? Moving quickly ahead is Litwin. Litwin is in, he's got row with him. Litwin shot, score! Duke Litwin on the break up the right side, finds room, past the glove of Idison. A 4-on-4 goal, and Arizona's in front 2-1. Great play inside the line by Litwin. We've talked about his hustle the entire game, and right there, not only does he turn it into a chance, but he turns it into a goal. And boy, what a huge moment in this game for Arizona.
And again, just stressing the importance of how that penalty picked up by UNLV, by Paxton Malone, number 7. You know, you have all the momentum. You're on the power play. Then you pick up a penalty. Now it's 4-on-4, open ice, and Litwin took advantage.
Boy, that's a killer. That is Litwin's first goal. Boy, congratulations to Litwin.
Give it to number 32, Duke Litwin. That's Litwin, unassisted. Time of your Wildcat goal, 3 minutes, 23 seconds in the third period.
Boy, the freshman couldn't have picked a better, more critical juncture to put a puck in the net. Now it'll be interesting to see what UNLV has to do here, because now they're chasing the game instead of in front or tied. Wow, what a huge goal. Long shot in. That one, well, I guess it went off the outside of the net. I'll be honest with you, I thought it went through the net.
It looked that way from where we are. I don't know.
But the referee didn't budge. He's down on the ice at a better angle than we are.
The Wildcats are on the Hogan Transportation power play.
Wildcats on the power play now for 35 seconds in a 2-on-1. Here they come up the left wing side. There's a shot off the crossbar. Cusinelli rang it off the iron. Marshall trying to feed it up top. Cusinelli on the backhand, trying to scoot his way through traffic, looking for a little bit of help. Fed up to the high slot. Rowe through traffic. His shot is blocked. Marshall pulls it down. Right side, Cusinelli trying to walk it in front. Sweeps it to the corner. Marshall, right side. Up top, Rowe. Back down for Marshall. In front, pass, save made, rebound, and that one is blocked away as well. Might have gone off the post from Johansson. Power play expires, however brief it was. It generated a couple of great scoring chances for Arizona.
If they had a chance to really put this game away there and go up 3-1, I mean, maybe not all the way away, but again, going up 3-1, you get a 2-goal cushion as they break out here the other way.
And here they come in again on the right side. A pass down low. Artizone behind the net. Over to the far side corner. And he's able to win the battle. That's going to be so key here in the third for either side, winning those battles on the wall. Puck at the left point held in. There's a shot tipped in front. Just missed on the stick side. Gloved around, and that one will be a hand pass against UNLV. Face-off stays inside the zone. And they are not going to be allowed to change, so UNLV has to keep some tired personnel out there. Boy, did the momentum change with that cross-checking penalty.
Yeah, I mean, you're on the penalty kill, and UNLV is, you know, kind of spending some time in the zone, but, you know, picking up a penalty like that opens up the ice, and then Litwin going the other way and took advantage. And then not only that, but then, you know, you score on the 4-on-4, so then you have 40 seconds of power play time, and Arizona almost took advantage of that, too.
Arizona continuing to press, even though it is now 5-on-5. Puck at the left point. There's a shot blocked off a D in front. And you can just feel Arizona all of a sudden has the momentum in this game. UNLV desperately trying to get it back. And there's a penalty coming up there, and right back into the box here go the Wildcats. Decker will end up back in at 6:12 of the third period. The only guy to take a minor in this game for Arizona is Decker, and he now has 3 of them. And discipline was one of the things we talked about at the outset. Well, it hasn't been as big a deal here until now, but boy, it's going to loom large in the third.
Yeah, especially this late in the game and now nursing a lead.
Decker, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of that penalty, 6 minutes, 12 seconds in the third period.
Bailey Marshall trying to move the puck ahead, still pushing up. And Marshall chewing some valuable time off the clock. Third power play of the afternoon for UNLV. They are 0 for 2 right now. Toriumi behind the net, can't do anything with it. Try to push it around into the corner. UNLV will regroup here. They'll go to work. Williams feeding it over to the right side. Toriumi back up top. Williams, his shot, hit his own man, and the rebound shoved just wide. Now centering feed right in front, cleared to the line, but will not clear. Williams holding on. Feeding it across. Toriumi wrister off a foot, goes in behind the net. Arizona able to skip it off the glass and down the ice. Nice effort there from Hole. They will have to hustle through the change though. Stretch pass up, but Williams turned it over. We'll send it right back on down. UNLV will change its power play now. 51 seconds to go in the man advantage for the Rebels. Arizona 2, UNLV 1. With speed, attacking on the right side, a shot, and a save made by Churro there on Malone, and the puck ends up out of play for a whistle. We haven't seen as much of UNLV's speed here in the second half of this hockey game, Will, as we did in the first.
Yeah, I mean, that chance right there breaking across the blue line was really kind of the first glimpse that we've seen from it, but we know what they're capable of, and we know that was an emphasis for the coaching staff of Arizona to take away their speed through the neutral zone.
Left wing side, trying to drive his way around behind the net. Sachs all the way out the far side with it. Leaving it off of the point. And now a chance into the slot, shoved wide. Sachs backhand side of the net. Churro had the pad against the post. Left point, Musillo getting it back across. Now a feed ends up back with Musillo near dot. His shot off a shin pad and behind the net. Jam play of the near post. Puck free in the crease. Moving over to his left. Churro able to keep it out. Puck still free, however. At the right point, Barry moving it down the wall. Time ticking down on the power play. There's a shot, and that one just wide. Churro finally picks up his discarded goal stick. Onto the box is Decker. He'll attack, moving ahead on the right side. Getting it back over Meyer, a shot, and that one is knocked away. Decker tripped up behind the play, and that one goes uncalled. And now stepping up Meyer, able to keep it in. Here's Decker. Decker, wrist shot tipped wide. Meyer tried to jam it in from behind the net, couldn't get it to go. Puck up the slot, stepping down. Dungy couldn't keep it in. And fortunately, stepping over to read the play there, Freiberg was able to at least slow the rush through center. Toriumi pushing in on the left side, trying to drive behind the net, wraps it around, puck sitting at the side of the net. Bird took it away behind the net but lost it. Now a centering feed, Churro again with the goal stick, able to block the pass. Artizone back the other way, is shot into some shins and cleared back down the ice. A bouncer in on Churro, and he's going to cover it and slow it down. I do not mind that at all right now.
Especially with how those last couple shifts were going for both teams, kind of up and down, a couple flurries of chances. Kind of get set, get some new guys out on the ice, and really just try and reset to what you're trying to do. And for Arizona, this would be one of the grittier wins, I think, of the season for them. You know, we talked about how banged up they are. This next 10 minutes is going to be huge and will show a lot about this team.
Wildcats can't clear the zone. Marshall in the slot, trying to move it away. Lowell couldn't clear it either. And finally skated out to center. Jones able to get it in. Tipped away from Cusinelli. UNLV attacks 2-on-2. Erickson feeding it back across. There's a shot, and that is tipped well out of play. Nice job by Lowell to get a stick on that one from Mayer. It's crazy to think that UNLV scored 22 seconds into this hockey game, and despite some big-time scoring chances, hasn't been able to find one since.
Yeah, and we just saw there on that breakthrough chance, Arizona's done really well blocking shots this weekend series, getting their sticks in front of passes and just making sure that, you know, you're doing everything you can to help Churro out.
Arizona able to clear it off the glass and out. No icing, a soft back after it. Leave it for Williams. Williams up the middle of the ice, pass deflected and turned over. And again, the Wildcats, at this point of your Arizona, nice little tip play here. Marshall trying to work a shot through. And he steals it back. Marshall hooked it right up the slot. Late arriving was Wade. He couldn't do anything with it. Now weaving back in, UNLV, there's a chance toward the front of the net. That's booted away. And Marshall on it. But Will, the point I was going to make, and Marshall illustrates it, just dump it deep if you can and make UNLV skate as far back to go get it as you can. Churro playing it aside. It goes off Wade to the line, not out. Hedgecote playing it up the glass. Wade trying to chip it along. And he does get it out. Johansson feeding it back to the D. Wildcats trying to advance the puck right side, pushed in offside. They have to clear the zone, and they do. Hedgecote will fire it in, and oh boy, I don't know if Idison thought that was going to go around the wall or what, but awkward save. UNLV back the other way. There's a wrist shot, ends up in the corner off Hedgecote. 8:46 and counting in this third period. Arizona 2, UNLV 1. Johansson chopped down to the ice. Meyer able to get it out. Finally a line change for Arizona. That was a long shift for those guys. And they need to get that deep pair out of there as well. Artizone knocked down, can't clear. Looking for help, Bird on the wall. Artizone pulls it out. And he'll skate it. That will give them the chance to change it up. Bird up on the forecheck, chasing a loose puck. Turn the other way. Muzzillo. He'll lug the mail through center. Flip onto the right wing side. Peeling back up Sachs, and that one knocked out. Toriumi with it. His pass ahead on the left wing. Chipped on the wall. Rowe trying to advance it. Still not out, and now it comes to center. Artizone kind of at the end of his shift here, just trying to be pesky on this forecheck as much as he can. Now Bird streaking up on the left side, rolling puck, shot, save made, and snagged out of the air by Idison. That was a little nothing play that turned into a good chance.
It's kind of a little broken play there where, you know, just working hard kind of spits the puck out to you in the center of the slot there, and, you know, Idison did well tracking that one as well. You know, he got in front of it, but again, that puck was up in the air there, up for grabs for a second goal, second goal scoring chance there.
7:42 and counting now here in this third period. Arizona up 2-1, and that will not go for icing. So Tunji has to feed it around, and now he'll get it back. UNLV putting 4 men deep into the Arizona zone on the forecheck here. As the puck sent back down. So if the Wildcats can break that forecheck, Will, they have a good chance at an odd man, but clearly the Rebels are trying to press as much as possible.
Yeah, they want that game-tying goal. And something else to note here, too, is, yeah, there's been some hits, but throughout the game there's been far less of the physicality and kind of just after the whistle plays that I was expecting.
Litwin trying to chase down a loose puck after he mishandled a pass. Manning back the other way. A turnover at the line, and now 2-on-1 developing. Cutting in, left side, Litwin, wrist shot, blocker save, and the rebound is pushed behind the net. I don't mind Litwin shooting that puck there. Dawson Marshall was trying to catch up to him on that 2-on-1, but Litwin let it go. Now we get a penalty in behind the play, as Cusinelli was spilled to the ice. And so the Rebels will be shorthanded again, 6:43 to go in the third. And it's going to be an interference call against Erickson.
Arizona.
There's a quick shot to that.
It was off the face-off, and it was just a quick face-off, and it went towards the net. Idison wasn't even ready. He was drinking water. That almost went in off the face-off.
And Arizona onto its 5th power play here. They're 1 for 4. I couldn't tell. It looked like the stick came out of the hands of the goaltender Idison, but I thought maybe the puck had knocked it out. Now there's a chance dancing in. Cusinelli sent it over top of the net. At the right point hole. Tripped up, and the puck comes out. But that was a very quick chance off the face-off. Cusinelli in, tried a shot, deflects to the glass. Ref says it touched the netting. We'll get a whistle. 1:17 to go on the power play. 6 minutes even remaining in this third period. Arizona's got a 2-1 lead right now, Will, and depending on what happens on the power play, we might be talking a little bit differently here in a minute or so, but right now, I feel like what they're doing for the most part is working pretty well.
Yeah, and one of the things that we always talk about is how well they do closing out games, and if they're able to do what they've been doing this season, closing out these tight games, I mean, it should be on a showcase here as well. After the whistle there, Idison was having some words with the linesman about maybe that faceoff. I think he thought he wasn't quite set yet for that faceoff.
It was an awkward play all the way around, but good for Arizona to take the puck straight at the net. Idison, maybe count the lucky stars. It did stay out. Rowe up top because I believe it would have counted. Arizona, there's a quick chance in front. Jones and his shot off the shoulder of Idison. He banked it in front. They score! On the doorstep, it's put away by Kyle Wade. A power play goal gives Arizona a 3-1 lead with 5:34 to go.
Well, Ben Jones doing a good job creeping up into the zone there to get that goal-scoring chance. And again, that's that play that we were talking about, the crash to the net. Puck kind of hangs out right in front of the net there. And Kyle Wade did really well putting that one away. Now up 2 goals here with 5:34 remaining. Arizona feeling much more comfortable about closing this one out.
And, I hate to keep going back and underscoring it, but when Malone takes that cross-checking penalty, it changed this entire third period. And now we're going to get a timeout call by UNLV. But it's changed the entire complexion of the game.
Yeah, and I mean, they're up 1-0, and then again, going the other way, Arizona's taking advantage of both of their two of their power play chances here to get right back into this one and be up 2 now with, again, 5:34 remaining in this game. Just an absolute killer of a penalty to take when you're trying to get back into it. You're down a goal, and then regardless of if Arizona scores there, you're spending 2 minutes for a majority in your own defensive zone. You're not getting the puck going the other way, and then now to give up that goal, UNLV's kind of dug themselves into a hole here.
And it's the most tiring thing to do in hockey is kill penalties. It's stop and start. It burns the legs. It's constant hustle. It's back and forth. Every time that puck changes direction, goes across the ice, goes up to the point, you've got to stop and start and stop and start. It's tough to get through that, and so that's 5 power plays. Arizona scored on 2 of them. Their other goal was a 4-on-4, but the momentum has just gone the other way, and UNLV is now really going to have to push hard for the remainder of this hockey game. They've been throwing 4 guys in on the forecheck. They might just go all 5 at this point and, tell Idison he's got center line in.
39, Kyle Wade. The assist goes to number 17, Ben Jones, and number 21, Jesse Lowell. That's Wade from Jones and Lowell. Time of your Wildcat power play goal, 14 minutes, 26 seconds in the third period.
And so Lowell also picks up an assist on that power play marker with Jones. Pushing ahead, rolling puck, long shot in and a glove save, Idison. Decker let that one go. Well, you never know what's going to happen when the puck's up on edge like that, and might as well take a chance with it. And again, I think Arizona doing a better job here in the third period of actually shooting the puck.
Yeah, we've seen those kind of breakout chances that they've had where they come across and they're, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, and they just try and get too cute, like we were saying, and totally okay just to throw that puck on net. Maybe you get a rebound to that other guy, and they've done well.
Well, there's a big rebound up front, but Churro with a left-hand save on that rebound. Chance takes it away. Another big save from Anthony Churro. Puck still not out. Marshall does get it to center, and they will swing it on down the ice. Wildcats get a much-needed change here. So UNLV now trails 3-1 as we approach 4 minutes to go in the third. But they are not done. They're charging hard here. Flanders tried to center the puck. Fed around the left side wall, but now cleared out. Great shift there by Bailey Marshall and company. Flanders tipping it along the left side, cutting in with him. Malone in the high slot, trying to get a shot away. It ricochets out to center. Ramped right back in. Cutting down the left side, here's John keeping it in. There's a shot in front by Malone, but again, blocked out in front. Great stick in front of the net by the Wildcats. Here's Marshall in with a shot, missed on the blocker side. You heard Johansson with the beaver tail on the ice there calling for that one, but he was behind the play, and at this point, I don't want to make a backwards pass. I don't want to put UNLV on the rush the other way. Johansson behind the net. Looking to wrap it in front. There's a chance and a save right on the doorstep as Idison takes it away from Max Meyer. Boy, Johansson loves to operate at that near post. A lot of times he turns those wraparound chances into shots. That one I think rolled on him, but turned out to be a real good pass. But big save for Idison right there.
Yeah, Idison came up big there, and if UNLV does indeed pick up a goal here to get kind of back into it, I will be looking back at that save he just made, because that was a good goal-scoring chance there, but created by Johansson.
Puck tossed on down the ice, chased by Freiberg. Ends up in behind the net, up the right side, and tipped out through center by Artizone. Down to 2:48 here in the third. Turned over Artizone at center. Trying to work his way around the D. A roller, and Idison way out to play it. Didn't get much on it, but it was enough. And now speaking, turnover down low. There's a shot, and Idison the save. Artizone behind him looking for maybe a puck that leaks through, but not the case. Will, what I was going to say now, so we're about 2.5 to go into third. You need 2 goals if you're UNLV. I imagine you've got to be looking to get the goalie out of there as soon as possible.
As soon as this puck clears the zone, I would imagine they're going to pull him. Not enough time here to really, take your time and try and create something. You got to get as many guys forward as you can.
Here's Cusinelli cutting it. He scores! Anthony Cusinelli right off the face-off. Cutting to his left with a shot that goes off the glove of Idison, rolls over the line, and Arizona stretches its lead to 4-1.
Cusinelli now points in all 8 games here, 8 games in a row, 8-game point streak now with that goal. Again, a guy who always comes up huge for Arizona, and as you're talking about UNLV clearing the zone, well, you have to do the job first to get the puck out of there before you can get your goaltender out of there. Pretty much wrapped up now.
Give it to number 15, Anthony Cusinelli. The assist goes to number 11, Bailey Marshall. That's Cusinelli from Marshall. Time of your Wildcat goal,
Marshall in behind the D with a shot, and he missed the net. Wraps its way around to center. Cusinelli's 8th goal of the season. And a bouncer in that is handled and held by Otteson. Now under 2 minutes to go, 1:57 to be exact. Will, that was a carbon copy of the goal UNLV scored to start the game. They want to draw back. The player from the outside wing cuts across behind the center, takes a quick shot. That's exactly what Cusinelli did there. Marshall wins that draw. Cusinelli cuts across, takes a shot, and it goes.
We've seen him score a couple goals that way and just create some chances that way off the faceoff several times throughout this season. One of the greatest chances is when they're on that right dot and Cusinelli can take the puck from the right across the middle into the slot. Great goal there again by Cusinelli.
And again, shoot the puck. Yeah. You never know what's going to happen. Now it's up to 4 of them that have gone in for Arizona. 4-1 lead here. UNLV will continue to push, however. They're not going to go quietly. Puck ends up on the left side. Erickson cycling with Manning. Back to Erickson on the left side. He'll feed to the left point. Fake shot there, and now just dumped right back into that left wing corner. Puck stays in, and Rowe will try to reverse it around. Hedgecote off the glass, gets it on down the ice. This will go for icing if it's got enough, and it does get over the line. 1:24 to go in the third. And for UNLV, Will, which is more heartbreaking? The give up the late goal, lose 3-2, or the wheels coming off a bit here in the third?
I think Thursday night, coming. When you have a lead late in the game is more of a defeating one in my opinion. But again, you started off the game so well here. It's kind of defeating for them to not really finish out the game. I mean, they've got a lot of goal scoring chances, but Arizona did well closing this one out yet again. But again, Thursday nights was a game that they had the lead in the third period, and that's always got to be a killer for you.
Meyer will chip it into the right side corner. Arizona now approaching 1 minute away from a big win going into the Thanksgiving break. Offside at the line for UNLV. And a little bit of shoving at the side of the net here. Linesman trying to get in there before this escalates at all, because we're kind of at the point of the game where it probably shouldn't. Yeah, it doesn't really matter that much at this point. Toriumi talking to Cusinelli. 55.8 seconds to go here in the third. Arizona up 4-1 on UNLV. Face off, won back by the Rebels. They'll retreat to their own end and look to move it ahead here. But the pass picked off at center, off Dawson Marshall. UNLV has to regroup. Bird had the stick chopped out of his hands. I don't think we'll see much called at this point. Toriumi in on the left wing, off-angle chance, and that is held by Churro as he seals it off on the stick side.
26.9 remaining in this game, so hopefully I'm not doing any jinx here, but Churro's had almost a perfect game since that. I mean, almost entirely. That's in the early goal. Since then, settles in and really has done a great job here getting in front of pucks. And, when he has been called upon, he's been there to make the saves.
Made the big save maybe a minute and a half later when UNLV was on the power play and kept it 1-0 at that point, and has allowed Arizona to claw its way back and do what they do. They work their way back into the game. Now they've got 4. UNLV still hanging on to that first goal. The Rebels trying to push it in front. There's a shot, and Churro the save. Rebound sticked away, just 7 seconds to go. Dungy will flip that one down, thrown away by UNLV. That's admitting defeat pretty much right there. The whistle coming with just 0.2 seconds. They'll wind that time off the clock. And Arizona claims the victory. A 4-1 win for the Wildcats over the Rebels, and they complete the 2-game series sweep here at Tucson Arena. Well, you couldn't write it any better than that for Arizona, especially after giving up an early goal.
Yeah, I was about to say, so it's almost a complete game, I think, from Arizona. That first opening 22 seconds where they let in an early goal, and then they go right on the penalty kill. So I mean, as soon as that penalty is killed, I mean, it was one of the better games I've seen from Arizona this year from start to finish. Again, just kind of some early blemishes, but again, you know, when consistency is the issue with the team and with so much talent on it that, you know, they do keep winning, it's nice to get a win like this where, you know, it's kind of, you know, a 4-1, 3-goal win, 4 straight goals to close out the game. Those are the type of wins that now going into kind of this Thanksgiving break, and then again with only two games against ASU before, you know, the Christmas break, that you got to be feeling pretty good about where the team's at right now, especially when the team is banged up and you had a lot of guys playing at different lines and just kind of mixing and matching.
Well, and they did have to get through this one, and a lot of regular players not in the lineup. Now, fortunately, Westland was just a one-game thing. It's not an injury situation, so he will be back on the other side of the break. But, you know, the other thing about maybe getting a little bit of time off here, Will, that we really haven't discussed as of yet, is the chance for some of the bumps and bruises to heal themselves for this Wildcat team. And hopefully, when we do come back from American Thanksgiving, we'll see a little bit more full lineup.
Yeah, definitely, you know, a lot of guys banged up, as we said, and to just get some more extended time off and where you're not skating, and even if it's just the week headed into the ASU series, because you know everyone wants to play those games, so you know, getting an extra week there to kind of reset everything and deal with what you have to deal with, I think will be good for this team.
Duke Litwin is down with Jackson Peters.
Hi, I'm Jackson Peters, and I'm joined by Duke Litwin, number 32 of your University of Arizona Wildcats hockey team. So let's get the obvious out of the way, Duke. Your first goal as a Wildcat. Tell us about how that feels.
I mean, it's a good feeling. Got a lot of support from the boys. I mean, the guys worked hard before the break to get this dub. It's nice to come out with a sweep this weekend.
Yeah, of course, nice to get the goal, but a lot more important, and I'm sure a lot better to get the win. But you guys still have 2 more games next against ASU in the coming weeks at home. How are you guys going to prepare to, you know, kind of end out the season here?
You know, we got a good rest right now over Thanksgiving, so go home, regroup, but keep the same intensity that we had this weekend. It was a good dub, and a good shout out to my brother, Taylor. Happy birthday, his 27th birthday.
Well, congrats on the win, congrats on the goal, Duke. Well, that was Duke Litwin, and now I'm joined by head coach, Coach Chad Berman. And Coach, I got asked, this seemed like a really character win. These guys really fought pretty hard. Tell me about how you saw it, how you feel about this win.
I couldn't be more proud of my group. With the adversity we faced, we've got like 9, 10 injuries. I lost count, but you know, that's why we talk about depth and why it matters, but you got a lot of guys who are good hockey players who are waiting for their opportunity, and so when you see them get their opportunity and take advantage of it, Duke's a great example. He's been itching to get in, and for him to get the game-winning goal, it's pretty fitting. I just couldn't be more proud of my group, for sure.
Yep. And now you thankfully, it's a much-needed rest coming for the Wildcats. You get a week off for Thanksgiving, but then you're right back, take on ASU. You got to try and end out the semester on the best foot possible. What are you guys going to have to do?
First thing we're going to do is we're going to get some rest. We're going to eat some turkey. We're going to take a break. And we're going to let them finish up their schoolwork, you know, and then we're going to come back, regroup. And we know how important that last series of this semester is. We want to finish this semester strong. You know, again, just real happy with the win, happy with the group, and also want to send a shout out to Tim Gasson. Stick to it, buddy. We'll see you soon then.
Well, congrats on the win, Coach, and have an even better break. If you're joining us on our YouTube or Facebook broadcast, I'll send it back to the booth with Tom Callahan and Will Harmon. If you're joining us in-house, I hope you'll join us for the final series of the year against ASU, and have a wonderful rest of your day and enjoy your Thanksgiving. Thank you, and drive home safely.
All right, so we kind of heard from, you know, Duke Litwin and Chad Berman there. Overall, good feeling it feels like for this team. Again, a 4-1 victory here over UNLV, the number 14 ranked team in the ACHA. So for Arizona, as Chad Berman had mentioned, 9 or 10 guys are out. To pick up a win against a team that is ranked in the ACHA and have to kind of pull out a gritty one, it's got to be a pretty good feeling headed into the break.
Will, everything they can handle. I mean, UNLV is a difficult team. Don't let the score fool you. 4-1 is the final, but boy, they had to scratch and claw for it. They really did. It was physical. UNLV was aggressive on the forecheck. They pursued the puck an awful lot. But again, Arizona just finds a way. You give them a chance. You give them that little sliver. You know, that door opens a little bit. They'll drive a bus through it. And they did it again here today with 3 goals in the third period to win going away.
Yeah, and you know, we've highlighted the penalties and the penalty kill and taking advantage of those special team opportunities. Well, we saw it today. That really was the game here, you know, scoring on a 4-on-4 and then picking up 2 more goals on the power play to really get it to a 3-1. kind of advantage for them. Going back now on the other side, Churro, when we called his name, he came up big after letting in an early goal. He was basically perfect.
Yeah, he really was, and he settles in quickly, and he's a guy, unflappable is a good word for him, because that goal goes in early, and for some goaltenders it gets in their head. They start thinking about it, like, oh, geez, what could I have done different? But he didn't. He had to rally, make, as I said, one of his best saves of the game right after that, when UNLV was then gifted an early power play. So not the best start for Arizona, but they get bailed out a little bit by their goaltender. They're able to build their game, build their momentum. He got his little rest in the second period where he got a couple minutes off, and then in the third was big when he was called upon again. So I think his focus and his concentration to stay in the game, whether or not he's getting work, is tremendous, and he's a big reason why Arizona does pull these games out.
And now headed into the Thanksgiving break, next weekend off and through the Thanksgiving holiday, but again, coming back for an ASU series that I know both teams are going to be fired up for, a much improved ASU team. These teams throughout the season and the games that they have played have been almost dead even, basically dead even match to head into a holiday break. I know they're not trying to look too far ahead now, but those games are huge headed into what will then be almost a month off of hockey.
Well, yeah, and you have to remember, I mean, these are college kids. They have semesters and schoolwork, and they do get breaks. It's not like the pro game where you're just playing all the way through, and sometimes it's tough. So you have to take advantage before you get to a break to find those wins. And now you're going to go through a break, and then you come back after a week off, and then you got a couple weeks off. So, the games are important, but everybody faces the same battle. ASU will be under the same type of conditions where they've had their time off for Thanksgiving, and then you got to come back in. So it's a level playing field, but I like what Arizona's shown. Arizona State's going to be a tough out. That is a really good hockey team, much improved this year. They look very good. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I think it's going to be a tremendous weekend series.
Yeah, and again, to have that week off for those guys who are a little bit banged up and injuries that they are kind of nursing, to have an extra week to be prepared for a series against your rival within 2 weeks rather than playing him again next week. And just in general for Arizona, they've had 2-3 games every weekend for 2 months now, and so I know for them that they're really going to be feeling good about just taking a little break, having some turkey, feeling good about the holiday, maybe get to see some family as well. So again, the next series will be the following Friday and Saturday after the Thanksgiving break. We are off next week for the holiday. We hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. From the University of Arizona Wildcats media team, for Tom Callahan and for myself, Will Harmon, we thank you so much for watching University of Wildcats hockey, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Thank you for watching University of Arizona Wildcats Hockey. Visit our website at arizonawildcathockey.org, and we'll see you at the Tucson Arena for the next Arizona Wildcats home game.